Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave.
Good morning.
Oh, thank goodness. Because you never really know, Jason Ross. Chris, we tested before the show, but if you would please just give me a mic update. I always get nervous. Where are we?
9? Chris, what do you think? 8, 9, 10, 9?
Yeah.
Really good.
Louder, softer, keep it the same. Okay.
Right where you are.
Well, good morning. Welcome in. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, taking you all the way till 10 a.m. on a Kings win, 2 blowouts in a row Monday, which is something, as Jason pointed out, has not been done since it feels like 2008. That could be wrong. Check your own stats. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone line. 916-339-1140 is your text line. I am in New York. Jason and Chris are in Sacramento, but we are all together in winning, in victory. The Kings won twice. The 49ers won comfortably. Most
Just
importantly,
once. What's wrong with them?
right? And of course, the one everybody cares about. The Huddersfield Town Terriers went to Mansfield Town and got a big 3 points in a windy, honestly, guys, it was the worst conditions I've ever seen a sporting event at in my life. It was bad. It was, remember that game in, who was the kicker for the Bears that used to wear the boot, the moon boot? Kevin something. He wore a moon boot and he kicked Bears. Yes. So there was a game with him. I also want to say Robbie Gould had one too when he was with the Bears. And like they tried kicking a couple field goals in the beginning and it just like zing into the stands basically. I was at, whatever you would call the 50-yard line, the midfield line at the match. And it was just sheets of rain and wind so bad that they had to like close down one of the stands because it was too dangerous, and there were a lot of matches that were canceled. And you'd see whichever goalie was battling the wind. Did you guys hear that? You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
See, if I mute myself, can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
No, but I can't hear you. Okay, I got to figure out how to disable my thingy dingies. He would kick the ball, and it would go about 20, 30 yards, and then it would go straight up in the air. And then it would blow backwards about 10 yards. It was redonk, as the kids say. But we got to win. And then the Niners won. And then I'm all kinds of time jacked up because I flew out here this morning. I was trying to get some sleep. I slept from like 8 to 11 p.m. last night, England time, Jason. Then I woke up, and they get Red Zone out there on Sky Sports. So I start watching Red Zone, and then the Niners are on. I'm watching the Niners, and then I'm about to go to sleep again, and then the Kings come on. I'm like, all right, I'll watch. It's like 2 a.m. I'll watch a quarter. Then next thing you know, I'm just watching the whole thing. Then Dougie McBuckets goes crazy, and then it's like 5 a.m. and I got to be on a plane in like an hour and a half. But it was worth it because you were there, and anybody else who was there. My goodness gracious. That's how every game should be. And I think if it is, we have a good chance at getting home court advantage of the playoffs. That's
you keep scoring 140. I think they're going to do quite well for themselves.
Okay. So remember when De'Aaron went crazy, and then I came in, I was like, I'm mad about something. Why can't he be like this all the time? What is it going to take? And then Mike Brown obviously heard the show and went, why can't it be like this all the time? So last night, I'm not mad. By the way, I'm not mad. I don't have any hot takes about last night, but just like, what? Why? Like, they don't have to do that. Bro, they don't have to do that from as a percentage every game. I get it, but can we do like some of that a little bit?
I kind of think they are right now. Like, would it be fair to say? I was trying to say this last week when, I mean, it's not like they've figured the whole world out here in the 5 games since Malik's been a starter. They're 3-2. That's not blowing anybody away, but they're scoring 127 a game, and the 2 losses probably should have beat the Spurs. They didn't. And then I say they gave one away to Memphis, but like the losses are far more competitive. And before that, they lost 6 of 7 and looked terrible. So I think this 5-game stretch with how they've looked, even in their losses, has been certainly their best. And, you know, there's a win against Houston in there, and there's, you know, the domination the last 2 games. So they just got to keep this kind of going in this realm where their offense is really pretty spectacular.
What about this? Could we just get 12 of 16 from 3 and a combined, 36, combined 44 points in 30 minutes from Herter and McDermott? I feel like if we could get that every night, that would be fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'd be fine with that.
I keep seeing these numbers out there, and I trust you guys more than me because I was looking at the box score while I was watching the game. But when I had the box score up while the game was on, and I looked down after McDermott hit 6 for 6, and it was at 6 minutes. I keep saying like, oh, he had 18 points in 8 minutes, or he was 6 of what he was 6 of 6 in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I did the math. Per 36, that's 36 of 36. I think for 108 points, which would probably be a record, I'm guessing. Why can't we just get that?
So he's not playing enough.
He's not playing enough. Did you see? I hope we have the. If we don't have the audio, I have it. I liked Mike Brown last night at the press conference.
Short circuiting.
Possession after possession. Yeah. I think he's still going.
Yeah, we played it live, and it was such a mind trip for us because we can see him down at the podium off our monitors when we go to him.
Yeah,
play on the Postgame live, and then like I think if you say that 5 times, that's a lot, and you've made your point. I think someone counted it was either 26 or 27, and Dave, like, he's about 8 in. I'm like, is it stuck? Like, did we get somehow a live loop of a replay? Like, it was so weird to hear it live because I'm thinking, how are we how is this repeating itself this much? And then you kind of and I saw like the hand gesture was just slightly different. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is real. And he just kept going. I didn't know when he would stop. That was crazy.
So I have a theory here. And by the way, I want to be clear. I love this version of Mike Brown. I'm not criticizing in any way. But I think Mike Brown has been short-circuiting a little bit lately. And you had that last night. You had the revelation about the pimple, I think, a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
The week before that, he took half the media through some plays, I want to say, in the post or maybe defense, where he was putting Matt George one place and Deuce another and Sean Cunningham down low. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Where he was placing
he doubled down with Matt.
He doubled down with Matt. Yes, the king of the double down. I think Mike is getting a little bit loose in the. I mean, look, and this isn't anything new for him. He's the guy that brought one of the great memes, coach memes of the last 4 years, is him bringing the laptop to the press conference. Somebody needs to put together, if they haven't already. In fact, Jason, you know people. I think somebody needs to put together for both TV and radio kind of a greatest hits Mike Brown press availabilities, because I think he's got himself a good 2 to 3 minutes right now that are fantastic.
Yeah. Classic stuff.
I mean, we're not even talking about him yelling across the training center at his very first meeting with the press. at training camp. We're not talking about him saying turning the jets on when he was racing up and down. We haven't even added those in yet. So Mike's getting I don't know if it's a dad vibe, but it's something. And Russell in the chat wants to fire him. So there's that.
Okay.
Yeah. Russ is weighed in. 1-800-912-1140. We beat Utah. We beat San Antonio. The Houston game, as you said, was in there. I understand that it's San Antonio without Wemby. I understand. Although the thing with Utah that I thought was maybe the most amazing, Jason, we'll get into this a lot later too. You can tell it's been a good sports weekend where we're talking about sports in the open. That's on me. But San Antonio the night before had absolutely blown out Portland in Portland, 141-99. And then the Kings turn around, or I think it was 141-99 Utah over Portland. And then they come down to Sacramento and they lose 141-97. Sacramento actually beat Utah by 2 points more than they beat Portland, and they blew out Portland by 42. And oh, by the way, the Kings lost to Portland by 9 less than 2 weeks ago. So make it all make sense.
Yeah, and Utah added their best player to the mix last night. Markkanen was back. Yeah. And Keegan completely took him out of the game.
What are you talking about? Keegan didn't do anything. All Keegan had 7 points, Jason, and 4 rebounds and turned the ball over in 25 minutes. He's the weak link. He doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, I think McDermott's starting next game for him.
You got a bench that averages, I think, 4th worst in the NBA, like 25 plus. Oh, it's probably higher now, but going into last night was 25 something points. And you get 26 from Herter alone. You get 18. Remember the thing we did, was it last week, where it was like pick a player to play at a 10 the rest of the year who would affect the team more? Who did you say? Because it was a really great point.
I thought for what they needed the most, I said Trey Lyles.
Yeah. Trey Lyles, you did. You're right. And I forget what I said, but yours was better than mine. But now I'm starting to wonder if it's Kevin Herter.
Yeah. No, see, yours is better than mine.
I mean, I think if Kevin Herter could give us 26 every night, I think it's like found money, dude.
Exactly.
All right, we got a big, giant, big, fat, hairy show for you. We're excited to be here and do it. We will we'll lead everything off, of course. But we're going to look back at the Kings win over Utah last night at 6:30. We had a huge signing in baseball. We'll talk about that. Plus, the Giants spent a record-breaking amount of money for the franchise, and the guy who spent it was the old record holder, so that's kind of neat. We're going to do a double dose of Kings Rewind at 7 a.m., Russ's favorite segment, San Antonio and Utah. We'll have Frankie Cartoscelli in at 8, Matt Barrows at 9 to talk Kings and Niners respectively, and oh golly, so much more. It's one of those days we dream about in the summer. It is packed. We got wins all over the place. We got you tuning in, Jason in Sacramento, Chris in Sacramento, I'm in New York. It's Sacktown Sports. We're right back.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Dribble handoff to McDermott. Comes back to Lynn. Drive and kick. Open in the corner. McLaughlin for three. Bounces high, no good. Kept alive by McDermott. Alex Lynn has it. Feeds it out. McDermott for three. 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter. Doug McDermott has this place jumping. 138-93.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. It had to be insane. The whole this is why I don't buy the fans part of or the arena's faults in whatever home court advantage issues we've been talking about. Because Jason, I remember Bogdanovich game winner over the Lakers. I remember Kevin Huerter with the go-ahead 3 against Utah, which I think honestly is the loudest I've heard that place. I don't know if it got that loud, but you were there last night. It had to be pretty close when he nailed that 6-3.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, it was loud per person, let's say, because people had the game was over. So the people that were there that were staying were there to see the beam. That's really what they were there for. And then they got a show in the last 6 minutes because what McDermott was doing. But yeah, the Dougie chants were going, and everybody wanted him to shoot. There was a couple times he passed it up, not necessarily a wide open 3, but a 3 he could have taken, and everybody wanted him to shoot. But he still ended up getting the ball back. And in that highlight, Len set him up a couple of different times, was going out of his way to get him the ball. So people just couldn't wait. And unfortunately, on the 7th one, Dave, it was like on the angle that we have from the broadcast. So as soon as he got it, like the anticipation and like it's off his hands like by a second, and we could he missed. You could just tell it was off. And it was the only one he missed, but it was incredible to watch him do what he was doing last night.
I think it might have been you that put out the list of last 4 Kings players or whatever to hit 6 in a quarter, and Keegan did it. I think that was his 47-point night. We all remember Omri Caspi in that duel with Steph Curry. That was insane. I completely forgot Harrison Barnes did it. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't. I was the one that put that, but you're right. I forgot about that too.
Poor Harry.
Probably against Utah. And I think it keeps happening to Utah because Barnes did it in the season opener. Keegan had that massive game a year ago against Utah. And then here this is against Utah.
Well, and then Kevin Huerter, we just talked about it. That was Utah.
Bring on the Jazz.
Did we just play Utah all 82?
I'm good with that.
Are they in full sag for flag mode? I guess not. They just beat Portland. I don't know. I just made that up. That might not
I like
work.
that. That's got staying power.
All right, cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
They've changed ends to start the fourth quarter, trying to get in the south end zone. Handoff to Garendo. Touchdown! San Francisco!
More like Isaac Garenzondo, Jason.
Less staying power.
Okay, all right. We're working on it. Isaac Garendo and Patrick Taylor combine for 103 yards and 3 touchdowns. The rushing game was in effect. Garendo, the bulk of that, 78 and 2 before. By the way, I missed it. I apologize. Did we find out what happened with Garendo yet?
I don't know the official word, but yeah, he left the game. And then Patrick Taylor. Who's this? Who came in? Who's that?
So Patrick Taylor, I actually have the bio. So Patrick Taylor actually was promoted to the practice squad. He won a raffle at a Buffalo Wild Wings in San Jose back in July to join the practice squad. And he's just kind of been hanging out doing his thing. Who would have thought he'd be getting into an actual NFL game? That's where they are on the depth chart right now, Jason.
My goodness. And the fact that they play Thursday. Yeah, just looking at some latest stuff for Garendo. It was feared to be a sprain in his foot. He's going to have the MRI today.
Mm-hmm. So that will be the 71st running back. Mm-hmm. This whole Shanahan family plug and play running back thing is really, really, really getting tested. Can we just sign Ashton Jonty to a free agent contract right now? Throw him in there.
Do that. Yeah.
Should be able to do that. Either way, 38-13 was your final. The first time I remember a comfortable 49er win in a long time. 151 yards for George Kittle, 2 touchdowns, and 90 yards for Jawan Jennings. Grendo actually had another 50 through the air as well on 2 catches. And then Deebo Samuel is just, I don't know, man. 2 catches, 22 yards. I don't know what the hell is going on with Deebo this year, man.
I think I know the answer, but you got me thinking there. If you could do it, or if he could do it, if it was offered to Genty to go to the 49ers and get a hefty salary right now, would he do it knowing that they've got a bye in the college football playoff and he's a couple wins away from being a national champion?
Well, I mean, we hear this all the time when you've got high draft picks sitting out for bowl games, but of course that's not a national championship. When you say, I think it was like a 3-year, $30 million deal. I think that gets him.
Yeah.
I don't think he turns down 30 million.
Right. Wow.
Let's ask him.
Okay. We'll get him on.
Can you get him on? We have room in the 7 o'clock. Paging Ashton Jaunty white courtesy phone. No, Dave, the red courtesy phone is for college running backs. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
People that represent college athletics, they sat in a room, they probably overreacted to that SMU comeback and then the field goal, and they said, you know what, we can maybe take a little bit of heat on McElroy's show or on the Feinbaum show Monday, but we won't undo the actual structure of college athletics, especially how football works.
He ain't happy.
That's Paul Feinbaum.
He ain't happy. Well, whatever. Yeah. I think they got it. I think they got it right. Now, do I think SMU is beating Alabama? Probably not. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that was the big controversial one. Alabama ranked number 11. SMU ranked 10th. Arizona State gets in. Cam Scatterbo. How about him? I think the big one here is Clemson was 16th. They get in. Obviously, that's the way it's set up. Miami and Alabama, the big ones left out. And you know what, Jason? I actually think that means it's working. If you're going to get the ones that get screwed to be 2 of the biggest blue chip football programs in the country, that tells me they might be doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first. Excuse me. This is the first time at this for college football in the rankings in 12 teams, and you got some automatic bids based on winning conferences. I think we had some of the similar issues before, Dave, when there were 4 teams. Now it's 12, and this will always be a, hey, could this team be in? But we're kind of arguing the teams on the edges anyway. There's some flaws to Alabama's resume. If they were in, I don't think it would have been the worst thing ever, but they're not. And, don't lose to Vanderbilt. There's little things that would have got them in there, but, they earned their being on the bubble, and the bubble popped on them.
It did. And like you just said, it's like boxing. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges. Yep. You had some questionable losses in there as well, but we're all set up now, Jason. And I think you've noticed this. The college football nation is really, really waking up to Cameron Scatterbo, former Sac State player. They really are waking up to him. You're hearing people saying he might be the best back when it's all said and done in the country. He had huge praise from Nick Saban. Pat McAfee was going over how big his head was.
Yeah.
He's really starting to get that notice, and it's got to be interesting for somebody like you. You're like, yeah, I've known this for a really long time, and now your secret is getting told to the rest of the world.
You know what I was thinking about? So I'm watching College Game Day on Saturday. As you said, that Cam Scatterbo is being talked about by Nick Saban, by McAfee, as you mentioned, even the celebrity picker Timothy Chalamet. So you got a famous actor, 2 of the most famous college football people out there right now. And I was thinking what Cameron Scatterbo could have done if he stayed at Sacramento State, would have had a legendary last 2 years, I'm sure, and done something similar to what he's doing without the attention. So the comp I was doing, Dave, was Land Larison, who had an amazing run at Davis, continues to as one of the best backs in the country at the FCS level. So he chose to stay at Davis, has had a great career. Nothing's going to change from that. Scatterbo left, continued to have a great career, but on a bigger stage. And so all the high-profile people know who he is. Not as many people know who Land Larison is. They each chose a different path. They're each having success. It's just kind of interesting here locally to see how both guys careers have been awesome. It's just a different platform that Scadaboo got to.
We're all in on Arizona State, right? Do we share that?
Yeah, Scadaboo, look at that. I mean, they get the bye as well. I mean, they were on the bubble and they get in, they win the conference and get the bye. It's incredible.
So we're both in on the fact that out of every team, every team in the college football playoff, you and I, if we could pick anyone to win the title, it'd be Arizona State.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. I am here for an Arizona State, Indiana, or an Arizona State, Boise State.
Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, that bottom bracket, SMU would be considering, we're old enough to remember when they had the literal death, well, not the literal death penalty, but you get my point.
Yeah.
They called it the death penalty, where they killed the entire program for impropriety so long ago. It used to be a huge program. And if they were to come back from that and be able to win a national championship, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 really special stories that could happen in the college football playoff system. And then there's 8, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if ASU somehow got through their bracket, I mean, what's potentially staring at them is some sort of combination of either Clemson, Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State, or Oregon. That is just a gauntlet.
I think they can win. I mean, I'd rather see them face Clemson, but I think they can win their first game. I do. I don't know if they can beat Oregon. Oh my God, that would be insane. We will take a break. When we come back, all right, let's get into the Kings last night. We'll take a look at that huge win over Utah. We'll hear from Gary Gerald on that play-by-play. Jason will take you through all the audio along with myself, Chris Verlad. We will be right back on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. Getting outside to some drops in visibility. We have a dense fog advisory up through 10 o'clock this morning, and it's going to be a cool morning as well. Through the afternoon, we should see clearing skies, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, don't miss year-end savings at Folsom Lake Kia. Hurry in for low payments and zero-down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The winter months bring joy, but also with more rain and snow, unfortunately, more accidents. Over the last quarter century, thousands of Northern California residents have looked to Ashton & Price to be their root op with a law license to guide them through the storm of an injury claim. As always, we wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holidays. But if you need us, at Ashton & Price, we're here for you. So whether you've been naughty or nice, happiest holidays from Ashton & Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing using some of the roughest.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Lodge. We'll play some highlights here. Jason, we're doing a little bit of counseling in the chat. I'm bringing this up. It's Russell, but I think a lot of people, or enough people, are going through this, and I also think that I'm guilty of this sometimes. Like Russell is kind of hey, I'm happy there's the win, but no Wemby. Utah sucks. There's still a lot of issues. And I would just say this, and by the way, this isn't me on my pedestal, because I'm really, this, I'm super guilty of this. There's micro and there's macro. In the micro, I was just saying this in the chat. There's a blowout win over Utah, a blowout win over San Antonio. And if you're saying, well, yeah, but they this, and well, yeah, but they that, I hereby present to you Portland this year, Charlotte, Detroit, Washington last year. There's still NBA teams, and we lose plenty of those. So you blow out 2 of those. You get a really good win against Houston when they tried to punk you. And then, by the way, the Memphis loss was frustrating, but dude, it was 5 points in Memphis, and I think they're 11-2, 11-3 at home. It's not like we lost to flipping Charlotte, dude. So yes, you can be happy in the micro and still acknowledge that there's you don't trust it yet, that there might be issues, but to not allow yourself to be happy in the now. That's not being, I was saying this, that's not being a fan. That's being in a soul abusing relationship with the team, and it's not worth it, dude.
Yeah. Let me take you back, Dave. All of 1 week ago today, a week ago, Monday's show, last Monday, the Kings played the Blazers on Friday in Portland after Thanksgiving and hosted the Spurs on Sunday and lost both, and they'd lost 6 of 7, and everybody was miserable. Yeah. They lost to Portland and San Antonio. So then 1 week later, they beat San Antonio and Utah. We're not sizing up for championship rings and setting the parade, but they blew both teams out, and they played great. So enjoy the 2 perform. I mean, again, no one's, hey, Dave, this is the start of 15 straight wins. Nobody said that.
Nope.
They've played really well for 2 games in a row. And honestly, I think 5 games, the last 5, they've been good. They are 3-2. But overall, they've played better since they moved Monk in the starting lineup. But just 1 week ago was probably the low point of the season. And it's 1 week later. Doesn't mean today's the high point. It's better than it was a week ago.
Amen, dude. They could go suck an egg tomorrow or their next game or whatever. That could happen. That's all the more reason to be like, okay, you said it perfectly. We're not sizing each other for rings today. But dude, enjoy the moment. Life is too much crap. Enjoy the moment while you can. That's my motto, Jason. Be happy.
Yes, of course. Because the losses hurt, and we're mad when they lose, and that's all right, and that's all fair. So you have to enjoy the wins a little bit, even if you want to say the Spurs didn't even field a roster. Doesn't matter. You won. And
by the way, in a couple days, we got a revenge game coming up against a very vulnerable Pelicans team, and I want to beat them. I want to bat flap them in the ear.
Ooh, that's serious.
You got some audio to take us through, so maybe we can help Russell and everybody else remember why we should all be feeling happy today.
Yeah, let's take you through some of the journeys of last night. David started early, first quarter, first time in. Kevin Huerter hit a 3. Second time he touched the ball, it went down again.
Grabbed by Huerter. Lead out pass goes ahead to Keon Ellis. Swings to the corner to Kobe Jones. Tacks the baseline. Finds Fox in the near corner. A drive and a kick. Huerter uncovered. Can he do it again? You bet he can. Kevin Huerter has scored 8 of Sacramento's 24 points as we move to the final minute of quarter number 1. And for a second time, the Kings in this opening quarter have a 6-point lead.
Yeah, the amazing thing is when you see an athlete get confidence. So, Dave, we're going to advance you to the second quarter. Here's Kevin Huerter, more than a capable shooter, a guy that's been struggling, but he found his rhythm and he found his confidence.
Sabonis, one dribble, handoff to Huerter in rhythm, launches the three, scores the three. Kevin Huerter from downtown is now 4 of 6. He's got 14 points. He leads both teams in scoring.
And I wouldn't have thought that would have been the case, that Huerter would have been the team's leader in scoring.
No, I don't even know what the odds would have been for that. But, God, it's just it's so hard to, after a loss, nobody wants to hear about gritty effort. Nobody wants to hear about how, God, how many shots were just in and out, halfway down, halfway out. But it's looked for a while now like Huerter has just, it's like, I'll go back to the analogy I always use that like 4 people know, and you'll be one of them. In RoboCop, when his aim was off and he had to line up all the baby foods and then realign and then boom, boom, boom. It's like, I feel like Kevin Huerter was right at that point where he was realigning the baby foods. And I don't know if it's going to carry into the next game, but that's who he can be. That wasn't a fluke. It's not an accident. We've seen it before. Just whatever you ate before the game, whatever underwear you wore, dude, I don't know what it is, man. Do whatever the hell you did pregame, Kevin.
Yeah, keep it going because he looked confident. He played well, and his confidence started to spread around the team because in the second quarter, Sabonis for 3, the Kings would lead by 20.
Fox now changes directions, right to left, gets in the paint to Sabonis, sets his feet, launches the three, scores the triple. Domantas Sabonis puts the Kings on top by 20. It's 56-36 in favor of Sacramento.
Did you hear the chant in the background?
Oh, came through a couple of times. Yeah,
he did for sure. All right, let's go to the third quarter. We know Huerter can hit some threes, but how about on the fast break?
A runner from the free throw line goes 13 feet. Fox has it. Great lead out pass. Gathered by Huerter. Sticks it off the bounce. Congratulations to not only Huerter, but to De'Aaron Fox for an outstanding assist. That pass went 3/4 length of the court. For Fox, it's his 7th assist.
All right, so the Kings are cruising there. Let's get you to the fourth quarter. And this thing, the Kings sometimes have let off the gas before. They've let teams back in. Wasn't going to happen last night. De'Aaron Fox was going to make sure of that.
And the Kings have Fox with the dribble to the left wing. He's going to tee up a 3. He scores the 3. It's a full-on blowout now at Golden One Center. De'Aaron Fox makes it 115-77. 8.5 minutes yet to play.
All right, but Dave, let's get to the real story. People came to watch the Kings, or to check him out. They came to watch Dougie McBuckets.
Right.
They wanted to see this guy get going, and oh my, would he get going.
He gives it up to Lynn. Lynn, low post, brings it back out to the elbow. Now to Crawford, eludes the defender, gets in the paint, throws a bullet to Ellis. Touch pass to the corner. McDermott again! Yes! Doug McDermott has knocked down 5 triples in an amazing flourish here in this fourth quarter. It's 135-93. D. McBuckets, man, what a show. This has happened in 6 minutes of playing time. 5 shots, all from downtown, all 5 successful for 15 points.
Does he have one more in him?
Ooh.
Dribble handoff to McDermott, comes back to Lynn, drive and kick, open in the corner, McLaughlin for 3, bounces high, no good. Kept alive by McDermott. Alex Lynn has it, feeds it out. McDermott for 3, 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter. Doug McDermott has this place jumping. 138-93. The Kings will just dribble it into the front court and then dribble out the final seconds of this one. So in wire-to-wire fashion for just the second time this year, a 7th straight victory against the Utah Jazz, a second consecutive victory for the Kings for the first time in a month. As the horn sounds the final 141-97. The Kings now within one game of the 500 mark. And so many different things to look at and reflect upon in this one, but certainly that push of 6 consecutive made three-point shots by Doug McDermott was one of many highlights tonight at the expense of the Utah Jazz.
So there you go. Enjoy it, Kings fans, even if it's for a day.
All right, so as we take a break, we're going to talk about some baseball signings here real quick and then get right back into the Kings. I've got the question of the day for you in the audience today, Jason, and it's apropos because we played Utah last night. I'd like to present something to you, and then I'd like you to think about it, okay?
Uh-huh.
Kevin Huerter, Trey Lyles, and 2 lottery-protected first-round picks for John Collins. I'm sorry, your initial reaction. By the way, I would just like to remind everybody, Kevin Huerter had a phenomenal game last night. Please let's not, if you had the energy to trade Kevin Huerter last week, you need to have the same energy. We can't do the whole, we want to trade our guys when they're not doing well, but then when they start doing well,
Oh, no, not that energy.
Not that energy. So think about it, and I'll bring this back up in about 20 some odd minutes throughout the day. That's today's trade idea, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it, Jason.
Okay, I'll be ready.
We'll take a break. When we come back, oh my goodness, teach your kids how to hit a baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Some big numbers going around, and we've just basically started the winter in baseball. We'll let you know, including the San Francisco Giants getting thick up the middle. Talk about that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, do you have something from your past that may be holding you back personally or professionally? Well, maybe it was a mistake that you made years ago, back when you were young, but it's still following you around. Well, how would you like that removed from your record, that clean start? Well, Gonzalez Law Offices can help you with many things, but maybe you need help with something just like that, and that's an expungement. An expungement, they are offering right now and a deal on discounts with expungements through Christmas. It's quite a deal, quite an offer, and it's something that gets your life back on track. You can go to saclegaldefense.com to find out more, or call them at 916-304-9187. And Jonathan Gonzalez and his law offices are right in the heart of downtown, and he is here to help you. He's local. He's not turning and burning through cases. He cares about the results, and he cares about you. The point is, if you want someone you can trust and someone who is willing to go to bat for you with whatever the situation you are in, and that you feel like you need someone representing you, check out Gonzalez Law. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out, if your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power and Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, welcome back. Well, the baseball moves we need to talk about from yesterday. And we'll start with, we talked about this last week. In fact, I forget who it was, but somebody's kid or brother or somebody leaked it on Instagram last week. And they were right that Soto was going to sign with the Mets. I remember that got a lot of play. It was in an Instagram chat, and it was somebody's son or brother or somebody in there that did it. And then, who had obviously some inside info. Juan Soto to the Mets. I think the Mets, Soto's in such a great spot, especially being a Boris client, where you had the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Mets all bidding on him, plus teams we didn't even hear of. Probably Boston was in there and a couple others. 15 years, $765 million. Jason, that's let's see, let me do the math here. That's $51 million a year. He's 26 years old.
I think there's a chance he can get to 800 million, by the way, too, with some incentives and different things. Like, he needs incentives.
It's like, again, every time a deal like this comes out, it's, baseball is being ruined. Well, obviously they have the money. It's just one of those things where, look, I'm sorry. I hate to say this, but I think Juan Soto's that good. I mean, I'm sorry. That sounded wrong. Juan Soto is really, really, really good. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that good. I do. I think he's an amazing all-star, awesome player. $765 million good, though? Dude.
What?
For an outfield? Huh?
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, Steve Cohen has just money upon money upon money. He's come in. He's been super aggressive. If I was a Mets fan, I'd be happy that he was the owner because he's going to go for it. But, Dave, what do you think would be a fair number, or what would he have to do to honestly live up to that contract?
I think he'd have to – I don't even know if he's capable of let's just look at what he did. Okay, at 25 years old last year. I mean, he is a young star in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Third in MVP voting. He was an all-star for the, I think, fourth time. He had 128 runs, which led the league. He played 157 games. And he hit 41 homers, 109 RBI. Look, when you look at he's a metric dream. His WAR, his numbers are really, really good. This is an OPS hound. But that's not like, I mean, dude, is Juan Soto, I'm asking, is Juan Soto a top 5 player in baseball?
I think he is, but the problem with it, Ohtani and Judge, probably even Betts, I would say, and there's a few other guys that are around his caliber, but will he be for 15 years? He won't be the best, to that level, obviously, all the way through. He's in the sweet spot right now for several years. But, I'm thinking, does he have to win multiple MVPs, but probably more importantly, multiple championships for the Mets? They're going to get value. It's not like this is someone that's not going to mean anything to them, but it's just I don't understand the 15 years. Obviously, if I'm him, I sign it. I'm not doubting that. But baseball's love affair for these long-term contracts it's a little surprising to me.
And the problem is that back in the day with Marvin Miller and Donald Fear when they were running the unions, the players had to scratch and claw for everything. Going back to Curt Flood and free agency and all that. If you really go back through the history of baseball negotiations, and now it just seems like the players they're the haves and the have-nots. Like, you can't do that in basketball. They did that. They had the Magic Johnson 25-year deal, and they figured out, holy crap, we've got issues. You still have the Stepien rule, which is a little bit different, but basically the old Washington, back then the Bullets owner, Ted Stepien, traded like 100, I'm exaggerating, but 100 future first-round draft picks for these players, and the players ended up sucking anyways, and then the Bullets were screwed for a while. So that's why you can't trade consecutive year draft picks. There are checks and balances that good leagues put in because they understand that even though you generally don't want to tell people that own things how to run their business, it's different in sports because you own it, but you're also a caretaker. You're a custodian. You have you have a fiduciary responsibility to the fan base. And you're sitting here now with the Mets. Like, dude, the Mets not that long ago just got out of the whole Ponzi scheme,
right?
Horrible situation they were in. They're still paying Bobby Bonilla money, and now you're throwing 15 years of, and this ain't football, it's guaranteed money to this guy. Okay, fine, but you've got to limit the contract lengths. You've got to have a salary cap floor. Pittsburgh, Oakland, or whatever they are. Tampa Bay, on and on and on. We could name off all these teams that had no chance at Juan Soto. And that's not good sports, in my opinion, dude.
Yeah. And it's just, obviously there was some for him. I mean, I get, there apparently some of the other offers were close, whether it was the Yankees, the Dodgers were in there. I think Toronto was a serious bidder as well. Boston, you mentioned. They were going for him, but I mean, the Mets with all that money land a guy that they hope will produce the benefits for this massive deal.
Well, speaking of guys that you hope will produce massive benefits, Jason, the San Francisco Giants broke a bit of a record with their signing, and now they got some help up the middle.
Yeah, Willie Adames comes in, Buster Posey's first move. He was another highly coveted free agent, different class, right? Different kind of pay scale, certainly than Soto, but still largest contract, right? Passing Buster Posey's deal.
Yeah, he gave a bigger deal than even he had. This one is, look, this is still a ton of money. It's a little bit more palatable. It's a shortstop. He's 28 years old. And this is a guy who had 112 RBI last year and 32 home runs. Obviously a career year for him, but not a fluke. He's had 24, 31, 25 home runs. He's going to give you solid numbers up the middle. He's not like some crazy speedster, although he did, weirdly enough, have 21 bags last year when, let me see here, 5, 10, 18, 23. He combined for 23 stolen bases his previous 5 seasons. He has 51 total in a 7-year career. He got 21 of them last year. That's just a weird anomaly, but it's somebody that you're now able to throw him in with Matt Chapman, and you can kind of see, okay, so we kind of got the left side of this lineup taken care of for the next 4 or 5 plus years. Now we need to move. They can't be done. There's still some more things they have to do, especially after losing Blake Snell on both sides. But Buster Posey seems to be off to a pretty decent start.
Yeah, and after the last couple of years where they were going for Judge, going for Harper, going for Shohei, and kept coming up short, the whole Correa thing too. This one, it was kind of, everybody was waiting to see what would happen with Soto. And I got to believe, like the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Blue Jays, all going for Soto. And if they didn't get him, they probably were going after Willie Adames. But the Giants were smart to get in there first, lock in the deal, get him signed, and not really, I mean, he was on the open market, but some of those teams were hamstrung because they were all in on Soto. So I think that was the part that was the good move by Buster Posey, to kind of get in there when other teams were preoccupied with the biggest fish in the pond.
I think you're right, Jason. I think also something underrated about this move is just psychologically and the message that it sends to the rest of baseball and to that clubhouse. Because Farhan Zaidi would have found a hangnail on Adamas's toe that would have, Adamas would have signed with whoever, and we'd be hearing about how the Giants were really in on this, and they were really super close. But there was a thing that happened, and the bird crashed into a palm tree, and it spooked Farhan. Like, Buster's going in there and like, yo, we're getting this done, and he got it done. I think that sends a really good message that the Zaidi era of tiptoe around everything is over. And yeah, sometimes when you're really aggressive, look, you're going to do the whole Wile E. Coyote into the brick wall outline thing. It's going to happen. But I think fans respect aggression. I think they respect, they respect being careful. But I also think at some point you just have to, you're a Yankees fan, and the Yankees are always aggressive. That's why they're called the Evil Empire. Well, here's a little secret about the San Francisco Giants. They're not the Yankees. They'll never be the Yankees.
Right.
But they're not that far off from the Yankees when it comes to revenue, TV money, and everything else. They're not the Brewers, the Twins, and God forbid, the Pirates, A's, or Rays. So the Giants are a lot closer to the Yankees than those other teams, and they need to start acting like it.
Yeah, and look, if the Giants, or in this case, if the Yankees, I'm a Yankees fan, got Soto, like, they would be thrilled. I would have been thrilled. That's who I wanted the Yankees to get. But once you don't, then there can be other wins here. And can you piece together more free agent prizes or more things that benefit your team going forward? That's what the Giants are certainly going to try to do. And I think that's what the Yankees now have to do too, is like, look, that some of that money they were going for one guy now could be split out around a couple, and maybe that makes your overall team better. That's the hope, at least. And that's what I think the Giants are trying to do as well.
We will take a break. When we come back, hey, it's time for the Giants Rewind. It can't be our segment. Time for the Kings Rewind. We got a double dose for you. Jason Ross and Chris Verlotta have been working their little fannies off for this. And guess what? They're both wins. So sit back and enjoy. We'll be right back right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Well, here we are. We're in the holiday season, and it's truly time to be thankful for a lot of things. Thankful for what we have, thankful for who we have in our lives. And right now, we all have in our lives the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. Look for that red ribbon logo. That's the authentication. That's how you know it's them. And they are truly appreciative of you as their customers. That's current customers, longtime customers, or maybe brand new customers just like me. And they're going to be connected with me now for good, because I'm committed to them, because I know a good thing when I see it. And to show you their support for you, for me, and for all of us, the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento wants to show you their appreciation and just how thankful they are during this holiday season, and offer you $25 off your annual garage door service. Now, that can include cable repair, new rollers, hinges, things like spring replacement, or just general service overall. And this is an incredibly family-owned company, and owned and operated by a family, third-generation owners that have been serving our area for over 70 years. That's residential. That's commercial. New doors or repairs to existing doors. They are here to help you and make you proud of your look and what you got. With quick and easy installs and friendly professionals, get the best return on investment for homeowners out there. Go to their showroom and find out for yourself. You can see it, and you can also check out their website at ohdsac.com, or give them a call at 916-421-3747. The Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
When I wake up, the best mornings in the morning light start with Wrangler. I put on my jeans and I feel all right. Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself And my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max, use for adults only.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I put on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis, and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Most people know that the term birdie in golf refers to a score of 1 under par, but where did the term originate? According to Scottish Golf History website, it comes from the early 20th century American slang term bird, which meant anything excellent. While a 1911 edition of Maclean magazine described a golf shot as bird straight down the course about 215 yards, the country club in Atlantic City lays claim to the first use of the word birdie. In 1898, A.B. Smith was playing the par 4 second hole when his second shot went within inches of the hole. That was a bird of a shot, he said, and claimed he should get double money if he scored 1 under par. He did indeed hold his putt, and the group thereafter referred to such a score as a birdie. In 1913, acclaimed writer Bernard Darwin wrote in the September issue of Country Life of his visit to America. He explained that it takes a day or two for the English onlooker to understand that a birdie is a hole done in a stroke under par. And now you know. That's Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by Malik Monk. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, our number 2 for y'all. Kings Rewind in just a second. Through some madness next. Frankie will join us to talk Kings at 8 o'clock. Matt Barrows will join us to talk Niners. It's an all-win Monday. And Jason, before we get to Kings Rewind, I have a treat for you.
Okay.
This is the Carmichael Dave, oh my God, stat that will blow you away that I stole from somebody else segment. You ready?
Okay.
What do Bob Welch, Andy Hawkins, Mike Marshall, Scott Fletcher, Kirk Gibson, Tony Gwynn, Mike Moore, Dan Quisenberry, Carney Lansford, Nolan Ryan, Bruce Hurst, Willie McGee, George Brett, Tom Bernansky, Bruce Suter, Dave Rigetti, Dave Steve, Daryl Strawberry, Pedro Guerrero, Dale Murphy, Tim Raines, Dave Winfield, Andre Dawson, Don Mattingly, and Eddie Murray all have in common?
They're all baseball players.
That is correct, Christopher Laud, but there's something else they have.
Oh, what's that?
Those were the top 25 players in baseball in 1990 by yearly contract. And combined, they make $13 million less than Juan Soto will.
Wow.
A year. All of them together, $13 million less than Juan Soto. Again, kids, grandkids, nephews, hell, nieces. Who cares? Take them to the batting cages. Anyway, Kings Rewind.
Man,
starts right.
All right, well, the Kings mini road trip was coming to a close Friday night in the state of Texas. The first game and the sequel weren't kind to the Kings.
You are dealing with the concluding chapter of a trilogy. That's right.
Well, what would the third version of this matchup look like?
I'm going to save you some time, sweetie, and give you the answer now. I don't know.
Well, before tip-off, news from San Antonio was that Victor Wembanyama, Trey Jones, and Devin Vassell were all going to be out.
Dran. Bonjour, Monsieur Dubonnet. Pour moi, maintenant? Alors, j'ai besoin du jambon avec les moutardes, et les œufs, et les baguettes. Limonade? Limonade? Du limonade.
Immediately, the optimism from Kings fans turned to doubt as too many have seen this movie before.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
What do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new.
Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun.
It's a rerun.
And early on, it was tracking as San Antonio built a 13-point lead without some of their best players.
What difference does it make? You kick off, we ram it down your throat. We kick off, we take it from you, then ram it down your throat.
All right, well, before long, the Kings would wake up and tie the game after the first 12 minutes.
Looks like Mr. Momentum maybe changing his track.
In that opening quarter, Domantas Sabonis had to go to the locker room with what was reported as a chipped tooth.
Oh, what is it?
You're missing some teeth.
Where? That's my gold tooth. I'll kill him.
In the second quarter, former Spur and new King DeMar DeRozan became the 30th player in the history of the NBA to reach the 24,000-point mark.
Rose came home, y'all didn't deserve him neither.
More from quarter number two as the Kings continued an odd streak. 2 games ago, Alperen Şengün and Ime Udoka were tossed. Last game, it was Ja Morant, and on Friday, Zach Collins got a tee. Then a very special gesture got him ejected from the game.
I'll murder your family! You're gone, Jackie Moon!
Still can't get the rest of that one in there. At halftime, the Kings had built a 10-point margin and matched their best half of the year with 69 points.
69.
Sorry.
The second half was even better for the Kings. 69 was nice.
What is this, elementary school?
But the second half, they produced 71 second-half points.
That's a lot.
They ended with a season-best 140 points. The starting five scored 106 of those points.
Stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
The bench had a pulse.
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
The Kings made their shots.
Oh,
And the Kings ended with their largest margin of victory for the season.
I'm better than you.
And you know it.
All in all, a great night, and now they can try to win 2 in a row for the first time in over a month.
We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before.
Well, then cue up the Sunday opponent, the Utah Jazz. The Kings have owned the Jazz so far this season, but Utah was getting back their best player in Larry Marketing.
They're so big and strong.
Pretending you're scared of us.
Stop it!
Marketing, though, was going to have to deal with the Kings' secret weapon in Keegan.
Murray.
Sorry.
Find my smile.
There it is. There it is.
All right.
In Keegan. No.
Murray.
Okay. That was on the defensive front. But on the offensive front, the Kings were good in San Antonio, but even better Sunday night.
It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. It's just behind the back.
Kevin Huerter set the tone as he came out sizzling hot.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
The rest of the squad followed suit, and Sacramento built themselves a very nice halftime lead.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
There was no let-off in the second half as the starters blasted open the margin and would not look back.
Stop! He's already dead.
The game was in the bag.
Walk in the park. A day at the office.
Stroll on the beach.
Pause. You lose.
And Mike Brown had ample time to get the bench in the game, and the fans were in for a treat.
Fun.
Yeah.
While waiting for the proverbial beam, the fans witnessed something special from Dougie McBuckets.
Oh, there you are, Peter.
Doug McDermott hit 6 straight threes to light up the scoreboard and thrill the G1C crowd.
Yes, Parkman, you stud!
At the end of the night, the Kings racked up season highs in a bunch of categories and won back-to-back games for the first time in over a month. Now they get some much-needed rest and a way to match up with last season's kryptonite, the New Orleans Pelicans. While they wait for that, they can feel good about the way they have been playing, as it appears they have restored some order and maybe some faith from Kings Nation.
I hope so.
Okay.
And there you go. Now you know what happened over the last 2 games.
Yes. Well done. I think. Do I have applause here? Okay. Can you guys hear that?
Not
Does
really.
that work on this board? No. Oh, that works.
Not when you're
I can
talking.
hear it.
Yeah, it kind of cuts you out.
Oh, well done. Well done.
I
Sorry,
don't
we're
think
all.
Dave got the Kevin Huerter drop.
I don't think you did.
Wait, play it again.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.
Isn't that RoboCop?
Yeah.
It was specifically for you, and you referenced it earlier.
From before? Yeah, I just didn't want to get into the flow. But no, I 100% got it.
Oh, but that didn't stop you from just jumping over the Keegan Murray one.
I thought, no, I'm like, that's Roger Rabbit. If Jason says Keegan, I say Murray. I don't know what to do. And then, of course, he cued me again, and I was like, okay, I won't say anything now. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know how Chris was going to do that one. I wrote it that way, but I didn't know where we were going to go.
I know we got a break, and I didn't want to jump in, but I just look. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but did anybody else have the same thought I did? Because I heard Mark and Katie talking about on the broadcast about how during the Spurs game, how Sabonis should consider, with all the shots he takes in the mouth, how he should consider wearing a mouthpiece. And I was like, dude, he wears a mouthpiece literally like every game. He pulls it out at the free throw. Like, we see his mouthpiece every game. He wears a mouthpiece. So what are they talking about? And then it turned out that he left it at home. So why does the training staff not have a backup mouthpiece?
Honestly, I didn't know that about the mouthpiece.
Yeah, he wears a mouthpiece.
Maybe he called his dad to bring him his mouthpiece, but his dad wanted to teach him a lesson about forgetting things at home.
Might be. Yeah,
But if it was $200 in the trash, you'd look for it.
I'm not trying to rip. That's like the old retainer. I'm not trying to rip the train. It's not their fault, but like, I'm just saying, have a backup mouthpiece, right?
Yeah. Some things you need to be prepared for.
Yes. My goodness. He should never, but I like the whole Arvidas thing. No.
Your Arvidas?
Learn a lesson. Your Arvidas? Arvidas? No. It's Arvidas. My Vitas? Yeah. No, it's Arvidas. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, you know what it feels like that time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do some 3 for Madness, shall we? Chris Paul is good at basketball, the college football playoffs, and Juan Soto and the future for him, besides just, picking up everybody's check at dinner for the next few years. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. Sacktown Sports. We're right back after this.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Do you need a new health insurance plan? Now is the time to get one. Literally. If you want Affordable Care Act coverage that starts January 1st, just make sure you apply by December 15th. But don't stress, Health Markets can help. At healthmarkets.com, you can look for available plans or find a licensed insurance agent. They'll answer your questions and when you're ready, even help you apply for your plan. Start the new year off with a plan that fits your needs and budget by visiting healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Anybody else hear the as Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg went on I can't remember the name of the podcast, or playing some stuff from the forthcoming album. Can you guys hear any of that? There was a song he played called "Thank You" with Snoop. No? Oh my God, I'm beyond excited. They're back, Jason.
They're back.
I wouldn't get too excited for Dr. Dre album.
Why is that?
Well, they've been talking about it for almost 25 years now.
No, like it's this what is it, a soundtrack or what? No, it's like happening. Like he was playing cuts from it and it's got a release date and all that. Like it's actually happening. You're talking about like the whole Detox thing, and that ended up being the soundtrack to Straight Outta Compton, to the movie, his album, which actually is like super underrated. Nobody remembers that. It was like what, 8 years ago when that movie came out, and the soundtrack was Compton, and no one really, I mean, it's not The Chronic. It's not either one of those, but that was a hell of a good album. And then this one is from the album is called Missionary, and it releases December 13th, 2024, Chris. That's in 4 days. Yeah. How about that?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Did you get my message about Brendan, by the way?
About
Brendan Nunes? I texted.
No, I got something about a Brandon vampire.
Did I say Brandon?
Oh, no, here it is. Brendan vampire question. He asked a vampire question?
He did in the post game.
Brendan literally asked De'Aaron Fox a vampire question. So at some point, it's like the 4th question in that little scrum I sent you. But at some point, we should probably hear it, because good for Brendan. Getting an event. We need more of that. We need more. I'm telling you right now, De'Aaron Fox wants to answer non-basketball questions. Obviously not after a loss or whatever, but in the right environment, which last night it was, he 100% wants to answer non-basketball questions.
Yeah.
Most players do. Brandon got in there, Jason.
He kept going, and I didn't see the social media post prior to. That's probably what triggered Brent, because I don't even know what it was referencing, but De'Aaron talked about something about that the other day, and then obviously was ready to go when Brendan asked us. De'Aaron wanted to talk more about it.
Well, we want to talk more about Juan Soto. We want to talk more about Chris Paul and the College Football Playoff Committee. Weirdly enough, it just so happens, Jason, we have a segment called 3 for Madness. We're going to kick off right now that has 3 questions having to do with all 3 of those subjects. Are you ready?
I'm ready. And by the way, much like you had that amazing baseball stat, right?
Yes.
That you gave us, all those guys combined, wouldn't make one. I think I have one for you coming up here in 3 for Madness.
Oh, my good. That's
As
called
a
a tease.
Yep.
Christopher Laud, 3 for Madness right now, please.
Do you think Juan Soto finishes his career as a New York Met?
No, I don't. 15 years. Like, how many freaking players have played for a team for 15 years anyway? Just in general, like
right.
George Brett, Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken Jr. I know there's more, Jason, but
not a ton more, though.
No. And so could he conceivably retire a Met? Yeah, but I don't know. You see these contracts happen. They end up going elsewhere to help out. And they trade off, they'll get out from under the contract in exchange for a bunch of minor leaguers. So some janky ass team will take on this contract in about 10 years in exchange for like 7 minor leaguers.
The Las Vegas A's.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. I mean, look at Pujols. He had signed one of those big long-term deals, and it was going to be an angel for life. And then by the end, it was Dodgers, and then back to the Cardinals. So, if I'm predicting, seeing anybody on the same team for 15 years after they've already been on what Soto's been on, Washington, and then the Padres and the Yankees, and now the Mets are already his 4th team in the beginning part of his career. So, I would say no. I don't think he will be.
Question 2.
Question 2.
Did the College Playoff Committee get the field at 12 right?
Jason, I think so. And it's never going to be perfect. And I'll bet you if you wrote your 12 and I wrote my 12, like we do the top and bottom 5 in the NFL, we'd probably have them, a couple of different seeds. And maybe but I think honestly, if we did it separately, Jason, our list, maybe we'd have 1 or 2 teams in or out. I love that Alabama and Miami were out, not because I dislike either of them, although I dislike both of them, but I love that they had the balls to take a couple of blue blood schools and get them out of there. And in exchange, you've got the Arizona States and the SMUs in there. And let's just be really honest here. SMU and Arizona State and Indiana aren't going to bring near the eyes of an Alabama or a Miami. And I love that that's the side they aired on. So I'm gonna give them a nice big fat A for this one.
Yeah, and I think when you say these are the parameters when it's being selected by people, there are judges. So to say did they get it right according to whom? Like, people are going to have different opinions, and we've done this exercise before. But if we had to pick, well, this field's now 12, but let's say it's 12 for the NFL, 12 for the NBA. They have a system. Did you win your conference? Did you win your division? Did you have the best record? That's how it's established. Well, if we had to pick 12 from the NFL or 12 from the NBA, I don't think we'd all land on the same 12 teams. And that's what happens here with college football. They have a few criteria. You win your division or your conference, you get through. But the others are at large bids, and there's always going to be some debate. I'm glad we have it. I think the 12 teams, this is going to be fun. It's year 1 of it, and I'm really looking forward to the college football playoff.
Do you think if there was a correction, do you still think conferences should get those automatic bids, or at least the placement that they do? And the reason I ask is because they're just not what they, SEC maybe, but Pac-12 is not what the Pac-12 was. A lot of these conferences aren't the same. Do you think there's an adjustment to be made there?
Yeah, maybe. And then the other part, it didn't quite happen this weekend, but I thought it might. There could be some cannibalizing of each other. I guess, the Texas-Georgia game was great. Well, Texas, had they won, they would have been the bye. Instead, they lost, and Georgia got the bye. I didn't know it would flip-flop that dramatically. But in theory, there could be one time where that conference championship is played. The winner either gets a bye or gets in, and the loser is out. So sometimes I think these conference championship games, I know why they're played, but I think in the future we're going to have a situation where someone is in that title game of the championship, and because they lost, they get eliminated from the 12, and that'll do some damage.
Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Chris Paul is now second all-time in career assists in NBA history, and yet not really that close to John Stockton's total. Do we not talk about his record enough?
Well, it's funny because I was just saying this in the chat. There's an entire generation of people that hear the name John Stockton and think of Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
Like, that's where John's at right now. And I've often laughed.
Can I give you my stat, by the way, Dave?
Yeah, no, please do.
Yeah, so this is my stat from this. So, as we said, we don't probably talk about John Stockton enough. De'Aaron Fox, the great De'Aaron Fox, is the all-time assist leader in Sacramento Kings history. 40 years of playing here. He's the all-time assist leader. So today, if Chris Paul got traded to the Sacramento Kings for De'Aaron Fox, let's in our imaginary world, he got traded today, and Chris Paul went on to have De'Aaron Fox's assist totals as a Sacramento King, which would take 8 years, he'd still be short of John Stockton.
Jesus.
So he could have the Sacramento Kings assist leader's career from now, adding on to his number 2 all-time total. He would still be short of John Stockton.
You know, I've always wondered, though, assists is weird, and we've talked about this before. It's one of the few stats in sports that is so arbitrary. Yeah. And there's legends, and I tend to believe them. Look, don't get me wrong, John Stockton should have the record and is the greatest distributing point guard of all time. But there are stories I tend to believe that the longtime Utah home scorekeeper was very, very lenient, you know, and as many of you would know, you know, Jason's in the post. I pass him the ball. Well, if he hits a turnaround jumper immediately, that's obviously an assist. But what if he takes 2 dribbles? What if he holds the ball for 5 seconds? Well, if he held the ball for 5 seconds, it'd be 3 in the key, but you get my point. There, it is very, I've always wondered that with assists, and I don't know if there's a way to fix it, Jason, but it is strange that such an important stat is that arbitrary.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, it's one of those things. We're in love with scoring, and you know, when LeBron passed Kareem and all those things, but I mean, we've seen some of these guys move up this ladder, but I mean, Stockton's put it at such a number that it's just who's ever going to get there?
Malik Monk.
Oh, okay, good point.
Yeah, just throwing that out there. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. That's a tease too. Well, wait. When we come back, the Kings. Speaking of single season high, couple of them, few of them even, in a wire-to-wire win over the Utah Jazz, and yet another Juan Soto stat. We'll be running these throughout the day. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. We're right back after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. Getting outside to some drops in visibility. We have a dense fog advisory up through 10 o'clock this morning, and it's going to be a cool morning as well. Through the afternoon, we should see clearing skies, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it's cold and rainy outside, Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, stay warm and cozy with a full furnace tune-up, just $59. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Schedule an appointment today at Bonnie.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon Grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel are extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power and Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome in. The One Good Smith song brings us back. 916-339-1140 is your text line. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone line. Hey, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I was looking at the screen. Sorry, we weren't up. All of a sudden, I thought I might have an issue. We were over the weekend. We were going over the soccer team over there. I got an email. The soccer team over there is looking to bring in more concerts, right? And so I won't say the name of the artist or band, but legendary. Everyone knows who they are. He is, she is, whoever. And one of the conversations with the concert promoter was saying, well, yeah, if you bring this person in, it's going to cost XYZ to bring them in. And your average ticket price in order to break even, your average ticket price, I'll do the math in my head for dollars. Your average ticket price would be about $110, and that just won't sell. And look, it's not who would not Swift, I'm trying to think of a name that's like would sell a lot of tickets. I don't know, the Eagles. I don't know, it's not even that level. And I was telling them, like, $110 doesn't even get you in the door in America for a lot of those shows. But I guess you're seeing it, Chris, with your Oasis band, that over there in England, they really keep stuff low for people. And I don't know why or how, but I wish we could do it in America.
Because they won't go.
Yeah. And so
then price, they're like, well, I'm not going.
So then would you say, based on that logic, it's fair to say it's not the corporation's problem or fault, it's the individual ticket buyer's fault?
I would say that we have a problem in our country of corporations needing to take every cent away from us.
Yeah, but wouldn't the fault be with the ticket goer if they just stopped going, right?
Well, how many concerts are selling out? People aren't going. Yeah.
I mean, all I'm hearing is Taylor Swift's concert was $1 billion here, and Creed is selling out their shows that they're playing. I didn't know people weren't going to concerts. But based on your logic, they should stop going to concerts then. It's the fault. It's not the corporations. Corporations are just dictating what the market is, and the market is people are going, obviously.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Pro-business Christopher Laud. I did not expect that on the bingo card today. Look at that. I didn't expect either. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. We got to get to the Kings. I meant to say this in the beginning of the show. Chris, I went shopping today. Your candy was gone.
Oh, I told you.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was, and I didn't want to say anything because I think what happened is because it was just it was in a bag, and I don't know if maybe they just assumed along the line like, oh, here's a bag.
This looks like absolute garbage.
Right, like, oh, he doesn't want that, and once I saw it was gone, I really started because the people at that hotel are great, and they're not gonna steal a bag of candy.
Mm-hmm.
So then I realized this might have been my fatal flaw. So what I didn't include in what I explained to you when I got back, because I didn't think about including it, but I wasn't trying to hide it. But like there were a few things I bought for you that I got doubles of. And then so like I'm riding the train back and I'd eat one like those the Cadbury chocolates, whatever the cream milk egg or cream or whatever it's called, that are just phenomenal. So I'm wondering if they looked in the bag and they saw some like used wrappers and just thought it was all garbage and threw it out. But I want you to know it wasn't there, and I'm now rebuilding your collection.
Okay. So you can leave it again.
I can assure you I will not leave it this time. This thing has become too big of a pain in my ass. I will
I think you're eating it wrong.
Well, whatever the Sacramento Kings were eating yesterday, it worked. My goodness gracious, what a segue. Jason Ross, they even set some season highs, by the way, in a wire-to-wire win over these Utah Jazz.
Yeah, just their second wire-to-wire win. It was totally dominant. I mean, season best scoring, field goals made, three-pointers made, assists, margin of victory, second half point total, fewest turnovers. I mean, and it was, I want to say, one of maybe their third or fourth largest margin of victory ever in Sacramento. So, I mean, they did some historically great things. We talked about McDermott earlier, just his short amount of time, what he did in the fourth quarter. So really from start to finish, it was one of those rare, very easy, comfortable, just waiting for the beam at the end of the night to be lit. That was really nice to see.
I really think, honestly, and not just for the ones that were there, but Jason, that the win over Houston and the win over Utah last night, I think were just really therapeutic also for Kings fans. It's important to get those home wins. They had lost to the Spurs by 2, and then, as you know, beat the Rockets, went on the road for the Grizz, beat the Spurs in San Antonio. But the last 2 home games have just value for the experience have been fantastic. And I had some numbers I'll pull up yesterday, just my own little research, which means there's an 80% chance some of the math is wrong. It just continues to baffle me what's going on at home for Sacramento. There are only 6 teams in the NBA going into last night. There's only 6 teams in the NBA with fewer home wins than Sacramento: Chicago, Detroit, Philly, Utah, New Orleans, and Washington. Their combined record, Jason, is 40-99, and only 4 teams of those have better road than home records: Chicago, Detroit, Philly, and Utah. That is, which are all really, really, really not great teams. And we talked about this before, and I don't want to spend too much time on it week after week, but I don't get it. The Kings are a good-ish team with a tremendous crowd, yet somehow pretty consistently over the last 4 or 5 years, with an exception here and there, they're a better road team than a home team, or at least not as good at home as others are at home. And it's baffling to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand it. And they better shore that up as quickly as possible, because they do play New Orleans in New Orleans on Thursday. But Dave, this starts a stretch here. Well, you can count last night, but if we're going forward, 9 of the next 12 are at home. The New Orleans game is the road game coming up. Then they've got a homestand. And their road games, besides this New Orleans, are the Lakers and the Warriors. So they're not going anywhere for a while. They don't really have to leave the state after this New Orleans game. So they've got to be better at home. That's the obvious statement. And just more things like we've seen lately, where not only they've been better, they've been great at home. That's what they need to find here. And that's what can really turn their season around.
Do you think, I want to get to DeMar DeRozan here. We have audio from him, but Jason, is there, look, I will never blame fans for this. Never. And maybe I'm just wearing purple glasses. I don't know. We've explored the whole, everyone's in the, Lexus Lounge at the third quarter. We've talked a bit about pricing out fans into the upper level. Is there anything that, is it worth the discussion? Is there something that is not being done, or that could be done different, or could be done better? Or is it just weird and coincidental to you?
As far as what, the arena experience?
Yeah, just some way to further tighten the noose of home court advantage. It just seems like something's missing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say as far as the arena, the show that's put on by the staff and everyone there. I mean, the all that is top notch. I will say this has been a little bit of an interesting watch in Sacramento, but more league wide. And this has been happening for a couple years, but hasn't really hit our building that much. There haven't been as many sellouts across the league, Dave. That's something I've been keeping my eye on. That's not, even if you're light 1,000 fans, 1,500 fans, that's not going to have an overall impact on what's on the court. Now it will for money taken in for the organization, but that's something to watch. But the other part, the only thing I can think of, I think this team is very comfortable at home, and I don't know that this team should ever feel comfortable. I think they've got a lot of guys that when it's easier or feels good or smooth, they kind of, I don't know, just kind of play the game. And like we said, like when Fox gets angry, he's better. When the team gets down, a lot of times it seems to happen at home, they then respond, but the problem is that maybe they dug themselves a 16 to 18 point hole. I don't really have a great answer. That's me searching for something, but I feel like they play a little bit more relaxed at home. In one sense, I think that's good, but in more times than not, it seems to burn this team.
When we come back, one more note on that. We'll hear from DeMar DeRozan as well. The Kings have looked much better since Malik Monk went into the starting lineup. We're going to talk a bit about that. Jiffy Lube drive of the game, and if we have time, we'll even get to a game ball. Frankie Cartoscelli will join us at the top of the hour as well. It's Dave, Jason, and Chris on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports. We're right back after this.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Shriners Children's Northern California, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Old Spice Swagger Holiday Pack, perfect for a gift to treat yourself. 24/7 holiday freshness with daily use can smell your bestest. I'm gonna be smelling great all season. Old Spice scents just can't be beaten. Chock full of value, saving that green. Got the essentials needed to feel clean. Deodorant, hair, body wash, and spray. Celebrate your holiday the Old Spice way. Ho 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 ho.
Lowe's knows how to help you save time and money, no matter the job. That's why we can deliver supplies to your job site as soon as same day, so you have more time to get the job done. Because when you need it fast, we've got you covered. Lowe's knows pros. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder, thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Center 3 for the Jazz is missed by Sensible. Here comes Fox. 3 seconds, pulls up for 3. Score the triple. Fox drops his head and shoulders as if to say finally, and then a backcourt steal and a launch by Colby Jones that just missed as the quarter came to an end. Wow. What a finish to the third quarter by the Kings. 105-74 in favor of Sacramento going to the fourth.
That's the sweet, sultry sounds of the G-Man, the voice of your Sacramento Kings, the only voice we've heard of your Sacramento Kings all 40-plus years, the legend himself. What a game last night. 1-800-920-1140 is the phone number for the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. We'll get to that in a few minutes. If you want to line up, get yourself a $100 gift card just for listening to the pleasantries of last night's game. It was a fun listen, a fun watch, and you can get yourself a $100 gift certificate for yourself, or if you're going to pass it off to somebody else as a Christmas gift, we're not going to tell anybody. So do what you want there. Frankie will join us at the top of the hour. And Jason, I know we want to get to DeMar DeRozan. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but towards the end of last segment, we were talking about the home court advantage. And Chris, you'll also be familiar with this. Last weekend, we had a meeting with the supporters group for the soccer team over here, and one of them brought something up, and I wanted to make sure I remember to bring it up on the show. Said, we watched one of your NBA basketball games a while back. A bunch of them watched it. It was on the telly. And I said, I'll give you the nuts and bolts. They are absolutely blown away at the cues given to fans to make noise. The defense chant, everything. I don't need to go over and list them. But the idea, because we brought up once playing music after a goal is scored, and it was almost like pitchforks and torches here. The basics with the fans here, not in every group, but just the general group over there in England, is the group thought is, we don't want your help to even suggest to us how to make noise is a complete insult. We'll figure it out. We'll make the noise. And if you're worried about the atmosphere, play better, but don't you dare pipe noise or cues in, because it is one of the biggest insults you could level on a fan base over here. And that is a huge difference in culture and how things are done over there as opposed to over here.
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, because you basically call for something here and you get the response. But that's an interesting case study. So it would just be weird if it was all of a sudden if you guys implemented that there.
Not weird isn't the word. Like, honestly, when we first went over there, it frowned upon. Again, I'm not trying to be that guy, but Jason, I can't stress enough. There would be boycotts. There would be literally, they would not go to matches and hold up signs outside saying that the club is interfering too much with the fan base and how absolutely disgusting it is to Americanize, blah, blah, blah. So what I think about on the other side is something I've said long before I ever got involved with soccer or anything like that is there a world where American fans can adopt some of the European ways? And I've always talked about songs, chants, that whole atmosphere, but is that something that could I can see in my mind's eye Sacramento Kings fans in the middle of the third quarter, the first time out in every third quarter, if there was and that's how they do it over there. They come up with, they write the lyrics to a song and they attach the tune to a well-known, when Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, something that everybody sings along to, and it becomes the song that they sing at that point of the match. Is there a world where you could see our fans just thundering down from the rafters whatever the team song would be at the first time out of the third quarter? Or is that just something that would never catch on?
Oh, absolutely, it would catch on, especially here, right? If it's something that just starts to get ingrained. It's happened with Sabonis chant. It happens with the Keegan Murray call out. It could definitely happen here.
Interesting.
I don't see it happening.
You don't see it happening?
No.
How come?
I mean,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just asking.
Are we talking about like 6-7 decades from now to where it's been fully implemented and it's like just part of going to the game? Like, that's what all those chants you're talking about are.
Well, like, for example, at the end of the third quarter into the fourth, usually every game it's I think it's Enter Sandman and Fresh it comes out there with slams and it's like, it's our quarter, the fourth quarter, and the whole place gets rallied up. If that turned into a specific song that everybody was singing, I don't see why that couldn't happen.
But I don't think it's going to be some organic, like,
oh no,
everyone has to, everyone knows to get up at this time and start singing the song.
Yeah, it would have to be. There'd have to be a lot of hand holding, and we do have "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." The Red Sox do Sweet Caroline. I mean, there's nuts and bolts there, but anyway,
college teams have it too, like certain entrances or even fourth quarter. Camp Randall in Wisconsin, they do different things where they jump. I think it's jump around in the fourth quarter. There's lots of schools that have different things, but I think it could be done.
Also, coming up tomorrow in our weekly visit with UC Davis head football coach Tim Plow. Hey, some controversy, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
As Tim Plow kind of calls out the fan base and
the school a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely spoke his mind. All right, I'm gonna get out of the way here. DeMar DeRozan spoke after last night's big win over the Utah Jazz, and I'm sure he was quite happy with the performance.
You got us okay, DeMar?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. How about that streak right there and that performance by Doug McDermott? How much fun was that to watch from the bench?
That was amazing. That's what he do. He's been doing that his whole career. So to come out here and do it tonight, that was incredible to see.
And now he's going to have the distinction of being able to light the beam for the first time in a Kings uniform. You had that opportunity very early in the season. It's kind of a quirky little deal, but it's a fun moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely fun. Having the fans sticking around, waiting for it, to us leaving after we get out of here, seeing the beam light, with the whole city seeing it, it's definitely cool.
A season high, 141 points, second consecutive win for the first time in a little bit over a month. Great balance to the scoring effort. So many things to like. You and I had a chance to chat a little bit before this ball game. How badly needed was this kind of a night again for the Kings?
I mean, it was big. Like you said, the conversation me and you had before, just try to do the right things to trend in the right direction. Is this an opportunity to take advantage of that? We got a couple of days to kind of heal up mentally and physically to get ready for a game Thursday to, kind of keep this thing going.
How significant, how meaningful will be a couple of days to get ready for the next game that doesn't take place until Thursday?
Yeah, it's big. So much we can clean on and so much we can kind of get recharged and refreshed for the game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, the countdown is underway. The beam has officially been lit by Doug McDermott. Devo, thank you for a few moments of your time, and enjoy a couple of days, maybe clear your mind a bit and get ready for a quick road trip to New Orleans.
Yep, appreciate y'all.
All right.
Yep.
All right, DeMar DeRozan making it happen while the beam was getting lit, and we're going to see if we can light a $100 beam certificate, courtesy of our friends at Jiffy Lube. Jason, who do we have?
I feel confident in Josh. Josh, you're first up. You know the Jiffy Lube drive of the game, Josh?
Yeah, that was Malik Monk driving the behind the back pass to DeRozan, putting it in the layup.
I mean, it was very specific, Dave. There, it was very early in the game. Let's see if
real early.
Oh yeah. Let's see if Josh is right.
Pass in the post, broken up by Keegan Murray, grabbed by Fox, leads it out to Monk, drives behind the back, bounce pass, gives to DeRozan for the layup, and that's your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. It comes on the second possession of the ball game, but that was spectacular. A behind-the-back bounce pass by Malik Monk.
Way to go, Josh!
Oh, congratulations, Josh! You got yourself a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube just in time for the holidays. Oil changes, wiper blades, whatever you may wish. And as a bonus, we always ask you one thing: what's home of the, dare I say, perhaps streaky Sacramento Kings makes all your oil changing and so much more dreams come true?
Sacktown Sports 1140, baby.
Look at that.
There you go, Josh.
Really well done. We'll take a break. When we come back, as we hand that Jiffy Lube gift card over to Josh, we will welcome in our good friend Frankie Cartoscelli, Sacramento Kings insider, to talk about all things Kings. Sit back, relax. We'll do it right after this.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the capital for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Shriners Children's Northern California, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Fisher Investments. We may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. Getting outside to some drops in visibility. We have a dense fog advisory up through 10 o'clock this morning, and it's going to be a cool morning as well. Through the afternoon, we should see clearing skies, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's the year-end event right now at Folsom Lake Kia with huge year-end savings, low finance rates, and zero-down deals with approved credit. Come see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power and Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. And participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Comes back to Lynn, drive and kick, open in the corner, McLaughlin for three, bounces high, no good. Kept alive by McDermott. Alex Lynn has it, feeds it out. McDermott for three, 6 for 6 in the fourth quarter. Doug McDermott has this place jumping. 10:38-93.
Oh, now we aren't hearing you this time, Dave.
You know why you weren't hearing me? It's a funny thing. So there's this mute button, and if it's muted, you can't hear me, which I'm not necessarily sure is a bad thing. I was saying I like winning. It's better than losing. And joining us right now is our Sacktown Sports Kings insider, who will do his job to the best of his abilities either way. But we've asked this before of broadcasters, of players, of show hosts, of anyone. This is just much more fun of a job coming off of wins than losses. Brendan Nunez might have been the one that asked the pointed vampire question, but Frankie gets to the bottom of everything, and he joins us right now. Good morning.
That's what we do.
Good morning, fellas, and not so good morning to Jason and I guess, or anyone that's on the losing end of the Juan Soto sweepstakes. Pretty pretty rough night last night to be around all of our fellow media members. And if they know you're a Yankee fan, they definitely bring out the pitchforks. But it's warranted. But other than that, in Kingsland, things are good. So that's most important.
Wait, why was it rough?
Because Juan Soto left the New York Yankees, and it's
I know
Jason and I know Jake Gaden over at CBS. We're the only Yankee fans of the Kings media family. You know what? Boo-hoo. I think a lot of people over the years have lost their own star players of the Yankees. So believe me, it's not lost on me at all. But I can't lie. I've been wearing it today. I've been getting a lot of texts, a lot of unwanted attention. So I'm hoping we can just talk Kings after that for a while.
Jason, go ahead, Jason. But I'll take a moment because we do care about Frankie and he is part of the family, his ever-growing family. I just want to take a moment before you ask your question, Jason, to ask the audience, anyone listening as well, maybe take a moment, say a prayer for Frank, for Jason, for Yankees fans throughout. It is a tough time for them. And I think we all can agree just how painful it must be for them to lose a player to another team. And let's just keep them in mind today. Maybe you're dealing with something in your life that isn't going well. Just remember, you could be a Yankee fan today. It could be so much worse. So if you see a Yankee fan in the hall, if you have a friend that's a Yankee fan, maybe call, check on them. And I know I speak for everybody when I say thoughts and prayers, guys. And I hope things get better for you. Not me.
And that's Chris's loving touch as well there, Frankie.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Well, hey, Frankie, I can tell you this, though. There's been a market correction for the Kings since Malik Monk has gone to the starting lineup. How this offense now for 5 games, I know they're 3-2, but the 5 games, the offense really has been spectacular, specifically the last 2 games.
Yeah, and you kind of figured that the addition of Malik Monk into that lineup, who averaged 5 assists last year, just the ball movement's always been a strong asset of his game. Putting him in a lineup with other players like De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, DeMar DeRozan, who also finished with 5+ assists a game last year, it was easy to kind of see that would benefit the team in the short run. But for the long run, you're hoping that can kind of be a trend that continues. And over the last 5 games alone, they're averaging 31.2 assists per game, only turning the ball over 10 times per game. So that's a pretty solid assist to turnover ratio, and you're having guys taking care of the basketball. One thing that Mike Brown wanted to point out in his post-game press conference last night, among other things, I'm sure, as everyone's seen the audio or heard, his long-winded, just kind of run through of what he's seeing from a nightly basis. He wanted to point to a couple things: the ball movement and the defense. And the ball movement, to me, is one of the more important aspects of this Kings offense. We saw it last year, especially the year before in the first Beam Team season, that assists and the way that the ball movement can flow, it's important to get guys involved. And Domantas Sabonis has been a huge component of that. De'Aaron Fox as well. But Malik Monk is somebody who, and it's no knock on Kevin Huerter or no knock on Keon Ellis, but he is someone that can really kind of take over that floor general position and kind of let De'Aaron Fox get creative in other ways off the ball. So Malik's someone who can be another self-creator, another creator for others. And I think that it's a fit in the starting lineup that really maybe was overdue, but one that I think that Mike Brown and his staff were calculated and waited until the right time. And granted, it was at a time where the Kings were, I don't want to say desperate, but yeah, a little desperate and needed to kind of shake things up. And it's working pretty well so far.
So what is there a line of demarcation? Is there a moment? Have we passed it already? Do I need to look behind me where the Malik Monk should start crowd is able to strut their stuff a little bit? What do you need as far as a sample size to where you think it's safe to say, yeah, they kind of screwed that sucker up, he should have been starting?
I mean, it's going to take a little bit, I think. And granted, feeling good, I think Kings fans should feel good, and the organization a little breath, take a little breath after winning back-to-back games by I think 27+ points. You score 140 in back-to-back games. The offense looks great, but at the same time, to kind of bring it back to the ground floor, you beat the Spurs in one game, a team that you should have beaten a couple times this year already, a team that many believe is lottery bound. And then you beat the Utah Jazz for the 3rd time this season, which means a quarter of the team's wins this year are against the Utah Jazz. So, I mean, a team that's won 5 games out of 24. So you want to see him do it against teams that are up in, the standings, and the Kings are going to have their fair share. I think they have the fourth or fifth hardest remaining strength of schedule in the NBA, at least one of the top 2 in the Western Conference. So they're going to have plenty of opportunities to see how this lineup looks against the best in the league. And I just think that right now you can only look at the games in front of you, and it's looked good for, the short sample size has been good. But to your point, Dave, I don't think we can sit here after 4 games, 5 games and say, okay, problems are solved. Malik Monk start, keep going. I think that the starting 5 right now is not really the problem. I think that Malik has been a good fit, but it's more important to see what you get from guys like Kevin Huerter last night, who in back-to-back games now, I think it's back-to-back games with 16 or more points. It's the first time since January of this year. Seeing him kind of buy into that bench role and kind of take it by the horns is something that I think the Kings wanted to see a lot last year as well. And I think last year it kind of got to him a little bit, and I think it affected his overall morale and just kind of affected his play, as well. It's hard to kind of go from you're locked into a starting spot for 2+ years, and then you're just all of a sudden bench for Chris Duarte, bench for Keon Ellis, in this case, bench for Malik Monk. And I think that right now Malik's a better fit for the starting group, but getting production out of Kevin Huerter in that second unit is the most important thing to me.
Frankie, I thought it was ironic. I think, it was yesterday's game. Before the game, pregame, Mike Brown's kind of speaking to the media, and there's so much made about this team's inability or ineffectiveness, I should say, to make threes. And Mike Brown postgame a lot of times will talk about, we got to get more paint touches, got to get the spray threes. And then he referenced, I think it was Houston and Orlando, who are actually shooting less effectively than the Kings, but they're winning. And I think his whole point yesterday is, look, still do the little things. We'll continue to work on shooting, but you can do the little things and still be a winning team. And this team could do it. I thought it was ironic that I think he made great points yesterday, and then the team comes out and has their best 3-point shooting day, and all that little stuff didn't really matter yesterday.
Yeah, it did seem kind of pointed, and whether that's hearing what people are saying from the media or just fans, the feedback. I mean, it's 2024. I mean, the players, coaches, they hear and they see things. I mean, they definitely are involved, whether it's from firsthand or other hand. They know what's going on from the temperature check of the fan base. So I think that kind of Mike. It seemed a little pointy yesterday that he gets it. That the 3-point shooting has been bad. I mean, that's been a topic of conversation since training camp in preseason. But like you said, Jason, he wants to highlight the things that the team is doing well. And on the other side of that, I think it's kind of hard for fans or even media to kind of look at that and to say, okay, they're I think the number 1 or number 2 in the league in 2-point field goal percentage and 2-point field goals. But at the same time, the model of this team is it's very reliant on its 3-point shooting. And as we've seen the past couple of nights, when those threes fall, great things happen. They're 6-1 this year when they shoot 40% or 3 or better. And that's an easy kind of, you can point that and say, okay, well, the numbers say when they're good, they win. Sure. But it's just much harder than not for this team to win games. First of all, if they're not making the 3, but also on the other side of that, the criticism has been defending the 3. And Mike did want to point to that as well, saying, okay, sure, they made the 3s, but also they defended the 3 pretty well last night. They've been defending the 3 a little better. That's been also an Achilles heel for them. I think they're 28th or 27th in 3-point defense this year. So it's something that Mike wants to focus on as far as there are other things this team is doing well. The ball movement, like you said, the paint touches. They really want to prioritize the paint and protecting the paint. I think the Kings are actually surprisingly one of the better defensive teams in the league in defending the paint, which I think that kind of is a surprise for a lot of people. But I don't think it's coincidence that Mike wanted to make note of the fact that he understands and he hears it. But at the same time, there's a lot of things this team is doing well as they try to turn things around.
It's interesting with the 3s, Frankie, because when they're not making 3s, they suck. And when they do make 3s, you have games like last night. That's fairly logical and obvious. But the worry is that on any given day against any given team, if you go cold that day and it spreads, as we've seen, then this team is basically like a bottom 10 team in the NBA. And when you look at, but do you have to, in today's NBA, do you have to do that? Do you have to make your 3s? Do you have to be a 3-point shooting team? It's really interesting when you look at the list of league leaders and 3-pointers made per game. Number 1, Boston Celtics, defending champions. Of course they are. And they actually lead the league by 2.3 threes a game, which is the difference between second place and 11th place. That's how big of a lead they have. But then you get into the next teams. Number 2, the Chicago Bulls. Number 3, the Charlotte Hornets. Number 4, Cleveland. Okay. Number 5, the Nets. And it kind of goes back and forth. I know you build around the roster you have, but I'm not necessarily in a belief, Frankie, that the Kings are at their best as one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the league. They do lead the league in mid-range scoring, shockingly, with DeMar DeRozan. I know in makes, and I'm pretty sure in attempts, but I don't know if that's the secret to success for this team.
And you may be right. Maybe it's not. I think that the thing that maybe internally, and I think maybe fans as well want to share the same sentiment, is they probably would want to get more to the middle of the pack, I think, though, in that category, just to kind of shore things up, finishing the league 24th, 25th. And we've seen how many games the Kings have played where it's a 5-point, 5-point difference or less, where they've lost these close games. A lot of these close losses have been on nights where they've shot horrifically from three. But like you said, Dave, I mean, this is a team that they like to attack the paint. They have Domantas Sabonis in there, who's been frustrating a lot of opposing players. We've seen a lot of players get tossed recently because of how much they get frustrated, kind of banging in there in the paint with him. De'Aaron Fox, we've seen him make a living in the paint with those floaters, the mid-range jumpers, and obviously DeMar DeRozan with the mid-range. This is a team that thrives inside the three-point arc, and that's fine. But you want to have that element as well. Like Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter have been the kind of the top two players to watch for, and we've seen even Keegan, who was quiet last night, but he's had a couple of good games shooting the ball. I think he's run 38% over the past 5 games from three. That 1 of 7 night in San Antonio kind of is weighing him down a little bit. But Kevin Huerter turned things around, is big for the offense because also it lengthens out the rotation. But we've seen the starting group that, again, is paint dominant. They're playing the most minutes of any starting 5 in the NBA right now, or those 4 guys that have been starting for the whole year. They're, I think, Keegan, De'Aaron, Domas, and DeMar, I think, are all within the top 12 to 13 players in minutes per game this year. That's going to weigh on you. And the way they're earning their points and getting their living, it's not, not saying that settling for a 3 is what they do, in other situations, but they're attacking. They're trying to kind of work and get their own offense. So I think it's important for the team to have that element and improve it. And they're looking like they're doing that right now. And that's a credit to, guys like Kevin Huerter and Keegan Murray kind of not letting this poor start weigh them down and define their season. They're looking to turn things around, and the Kings are winning basketball games because of that.
We got to go. So quick answer, Frankie. Last question. I was proposing a Huerter, Lyles, and 2 first-round picks, lottery protected, for John Collins. And one of the questions was, well, does that mean you move Malik Monk to the bench? I'm putting you on the spot, but I want you to give me a non-salary, non-veteran, non-basketball reason why in a situation like that you would put Malik Monk as the 6th man and not DeMar DeRozan.
Mostly because of the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, Malik Monk can run your offense. The Kings right now, they don't really have like a traditional backup point guard, and I think Malik kind of has been that, whether his position is labeled officially as shooting guard or not. When he's in that second unit, I've always looked at him as the point guard. He's the one that's bringing the ball down, setting up the offense. So if you're going to move someone to the bench, I think it would be more so. Malik would be more at the front of the mind, probably more at the front of Mike Brown's mind too, because I know that he really, and he mentioned Manu Ginobili several times when talking about Malik Monk, and just that he coached on those San Antonio Spurs teams, and he knows how valuable it is to have a guy like that who can set up the offense and run the show. So hypothetically, yeah, if they were going to get someone like John Collins, that make the most sense to me. It might not be something that's popular with Malik. I think he's really wanted to start. I think he's really enjoying starting. But we'll see what happens in the coming weeks and months if that's going to happen. But I know there's a lot of people, especially last night, chattering about John Collins, and the Kings obviously have been interested in him for years. I'm not sure what their interest is now, but for sure in recent years. But it's like one of those players we've heard of for, I think it's been almost a half decade now. I think it's been 3-4 years now we've been hearing about John Collins. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out, Dave. But I think that's an intriguing conversation for sure.
All right. Well, in the future, when I ask you a leading question like that, please don't give me good logical responses that go against my narrative.
What do you want? The hot take? You want me to get angry and start yelling?
Well, I mean, you're already in a bad mood because of your Yankees. And once again, thoughts and prayers to both Frank and Jason. That is Frankie Cartoscelli, Sacramento, Sacktown Sports, Sacramento Kings insider. Read him, read his tweets, read his stuff at sacktownsports.com. Love him and keep him in your hearts. Frankie, appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate it, Dave. Thank you, guys. Jason, we'll make it through, man. We'll be all right.
We will. Market corrections coming.
That's right.
Poor guys. That's Frankie. We'll take a break. When we come back, I will send an e-hug to Jason for all he's going through. And then we'll get to more post-game reaction. Mike Brown, De'Aaron Fox, and Kevin Herter. Do we have the Mike Brown segment, Jason? Are we going to play that?
I think we do, and we definitely have your De'Aaron Fox, Brendan Nunes question as well.
Oh, you're not going to want to go away. De'Aaron Fox is asked by our very own Brendan about vampires, and Mike Brown gets stuck in the Matrix. We'll get to all that right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Welcome to Staples.
Help! My family's in for the holidays and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect! Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, shut up, Chris. Sorry, that was for something off the air. Welcome back, Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher
I'm
Live.
being facetious, but I actually timed it.
No, I don't. No, I know you're not being facetious. And you know that's always been an issue with me. And I'm very insecure about it. And you're exploiting the insecurity. Then your response might be, well, maybe you should change how you are. But an old dog can't change its
stripes,
spots, thing. Welcome in.
To be fair, it was a very intricate question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are the Kings better when they make their threes?
Oh, I'm so sorry for providing statistics and background and context with other teams through research. Ooh.
So you could have Provasic.
So yeah. Yeah, take that, Chris. By the way, it will be just Chris and I believe, Jason. Did we announce that yet?
No.
You're leaving the show?
Yes. It's the last one today. I'm going
Jason
with Juan Soto.
Jason is so upset about this Juan Soto thing that he's taking time off. So it'll be Chris and myself, I believe, unless Chris bails out on me, all next week. And the following Mondays, we get ready for the Christmas holidays. And hopefully, Jason, you have some, I'm imagining Bali, maybe Hawaii, South America, something this time of year.
Yeah, Sacramento. Same.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
A lot of people win grand prizes to go see California.
I'll be soaring over Sacramento.
Well, the Kings were soaring last night over the Utah Jazz. And where are we going first there, Jason?
Let you teased Mike Brown getting stuck in the Matrix. I feel like if anybody missed it, that sounds like that needs an explanation. So maybe they just need to hear it, Dave, don't you think?
Yeah, please, because this is about the wackiest an NBA coach for the Kings has ever been at a press conference. And that's, by the way, saying something with all the years. Here's Mike Brown getting stuck in a loop here.
Yeah, unedited, by the way.
Unedited.
Stacking plays the right way. And what I mean by that is we don't need the home run steal. We don't need the home run three. We just need to be methodical by stacking or playing the right way, possession after 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 possession. You guys got what I'm saying, right?
What?
So I counted 26.
Okay, and I think you're right because after he said the first one is when I started, but the first one make it 26. I had 25, but you're right, 26.
One of our guys on the chat said 27. What an idiot.
Okay.
Imagine that. Right? Now, that would just be stupid if he said it 27 times.
Like, coach, we get it.
Yeah, like when again, I told you in the beginning of the show, when we played that in the post game, I'm like, wait, what happened? I mean, because I think I said it post game like 5 times, and that felt like long, a lot. 26? It's incredible.
Okay, so a couple things here. Number one, because there are some people that are hearing that for the first time. And by the way, we got to cue it up at some point to the possession after possession part, because that has to be a thing. Okay, so question first off to the people listening. No, that's not edited. Jason said it twice, but let's just revisit that. It's not edited. It's not a bit. We're not looping it. That's literally what Mike Brown said live at the podium last night. There's nothing wrong with your radio. He said after possession 26 straight times. That's number one. Number two, this question for both of you. At what number, I want you guys to seriously think about this, because this is what I was thinking about last night. At what number does somebody actually, like a Kings official, step up to the podium and like see if he's having a stroke or something?
Yeah, I mean, maybe this would have been a question for Frankie because he was in the room. Like, again, it was weird for me playing it because I did start to think something was wrong, not with Mike, but like with the feed. Like, we would never get a replayed loop. That just didn't, none of it made sense, but because we're getting a live feed, but I thought, okay, maybe something went wrong. But if you're sitting there in front of him, watching him, you know it's real. And then you're going, wait, when is he going to stop? I don't know how much longer he could have gone. 26 was pretty ridiculous.
Okay, 50?
Yeah, someone's going to say something, or someone would, like, the second he stopped, or he's like, you guys get my point. You could tell almost everyone kind of had that, not nervous laughter, but like, okay, that was, we do get your point. That was kind of funny, coach. So if he kept going, at some point, I think someone's going to be like, we get it. Or I don't know what someone would do.
And in just, I think it's just the last 2 weeks, we have had Mike Brown say possession after possession 26 times. We have had Mike Brown go into the details about growing a beard and having his pimples popped. And we've had Mike Brown take the staff and the media staff in the scrum and use them as player pawns to describe certain basketball things. Like, he's also done the turn on the Jets thing. He's also done the screen. Like again, I said at the very beginning of the show, but we need to, somebody needs to put together like Mike Brown's greatest press conference hits and play it. Also, somebody said it in the chat, and I'm not necessarily going to argue with them. There is also a slight possibility that Mike Brown understands social media a little bit.
Yeah.
He might just be trying to become a meme, and it's working.
Well, it worked there for sure. But he wasn't asked, Dave, about vampires.
Oh, yes. Yeah. De'Aaron Fox was asked a very important question by our very own Brendan Nunez about vampires.
If you could pick any age to become a vampire, what would you go with?
It's got to be between like 23 and 27.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great age. Like 21, you a little too young. I don't think you want to be in your 30s. Like mid to late 20s, great age to stop for sure.
Fair enough. 20 turnovers for the Jazz tonight.
Y'all loved your mid to late 20s, right? Like
solid.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great time. That's a great time.
De'Aaron had more. You know, he wanted to keep going.
100%. Also, he's wrong.
Why?
It's because it's like early to mid 30s. It's right before. It's right. You want to have your entire prime as a mortal, and then right at the end, like 34, 35, maybe. That's when you go. He's robbing himself of a good 7 years of not being a vampire.
We're the middle-aged vampires. What's wrong with that?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. It's asking for I'm not saying a middle-aged vampire would be bad, but they were asking for the perfect time, and he just cut in right in the middle of his prime. Like,
yeah.
And by the way, if you're thinking about like, oh, you don't want to be an old vampire, then you're going to be all slow. Like, vampires are super strong and can jump like 100 feet in the air, like whether they're 28 or 58. So
yeah,
it's not like you're going to be a weak middle-aged vampire. What?
Depends on the movie, and depends on how much blood you've had.
Yeah, I'm not talking about fake movies, Chris. I'm talking about real life.
Real vampires. Like, imagine the discounts you get being an old vampire.
That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, Dre on the chat says, stop mocking the vampire question. That reporter actually needs a raise, and you guys don't realize it.
I'm all for giving Brendan a raise.
Huge fan of giving our colleague Brendan a raise in the clip we just played and highlighted for 5 minutes. Although I think Dre's doing it. Dre also thinks that we cut up the Mike Brown stuff.
If we did, we should just loop it 3 times, and then we're going to be into the 70s in the after possession.
Well, that was just like Alan's first hour. Something we do on the night show, Chris. We just play a full segment of after possession. See how many.
Yeah, you can be like, hey, Mike Brown will join us today, and you'll say, hey, coach. And then you could lead into the question that got him to that start, and then just run that for 15 minutes.
We still have to hear from Kevin Herter. We'll do that in the next segment or two. We'll take a break, though. When we come back, it's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3. Kids, it's 4 down territory, best and worst individual and team weeks of the NFL. We'll get to that right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopiers.com.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. Stocktonhonda.com. #1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Keep the cargo in your truck's bed dry and protected with a bed cover from TruckSmart. Bed covers that fold up, roll up, and lift up are ready to install on your truck. Turn your vehicle into a hauling machine. TruckSmart truck and SUV accessories in Rockland and Auburn.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, don't miss year-end savings at Folsom Lake Kia. Hurry in for low payments and zero-down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom. Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
All right. Another hour and a half for you. Matt Barrows will join us at the top of the hour to talk a little 49ers and their big win. Any win at this point for the 49ers is big. I guess it's the Bears, but who cares? Get us the Bears, but who cares? It's a big win for the Niners. We still have who's hot, who's not, and 3, the key recap for the Kings and Spurs and the Kings and Jazz. And then we will get to Allen and celebrity birthdays at the bottom of next hour. Right now, it's 4 down territory. Chris Verlaud, Jason Ross, first down, please. Yeah.
Which individual had the best week in the NFL?
So, yeah. Jason, I don't want to steal yours. I don't think you were going to say him. I think the individual that had the best week was Josh Allen. He had an insane week. But I'm going to give mine to kind of a weird candidate, Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen of the Carolina Panthers, and I'll explain why. I watched much of this game because it's what was on. Adam Thielen is 34 years old, and I think a lot of people thought he was going to retire a year or so ago. Adam Thielen in the game yesterday broke 100 yards. He had 9 catches for 102 yards. And Jason, I think 5 of those catches, I think 2 of them were on 3rd downs and 3 of them were on 4th downs. Carolina had the opportunity. They had an opportunity to win this game down the stretch. They lost by 6. One of the receivers just barely, his catch, barely hit the ground. Otherwise, and by the way, there was a bettor that put $3 million on the Eagles just to win outright. I think it was $300,000 what he would have won. And it's one of those like, well, dude, they're going to win. And it almost was a huge lesson. And here's my point. I'm going long. One of those moments in sports I love. You have a guy who's made money, who's done the thing. He's 34. He was almost collapsing on the sideline. He was still out of breath late in the game, but he's out there diving and just playing all out. Adam Thielen is just one of my favorite players. And even at 34, even for a 3-10 team, he's still playing as if they're 10-3 into the playoffs. So I'll give my my hat tip to Adam.
All right, I'm going to give a little nod to Saquon Barkley. Continues to do amazing things and had another great week. Eagles all-time leading rusher for a single season. It's getting closer to 2,000. But I'm going to go with former San Francisco 49er, former Carolina Panther, former New York Jet, Sam Darnold. 5 touchdowns for Darnold in the win for the Vikings. And for Sam, not only, I think he's 5th overall in passing yards, tied for 3rd in touchdowns. I don't know if his future's in Minnesota, but his future is in the NFL as a starting quarterback. This team is a team nobody's talking about with 11 wins, and Darnold's been the QB all year when it was supposed to be a fall-apart year. So he had a great week. He's had a good season. I'm going to give it to Sam Darnold.
Jason, I don't think we've asked this question yet this year, so I'll just ask it of you real quick. Did the 49ers let the wrong quarterback go?
React.
We'll get to that later. 2nd down.
Which individual had the worst week in the NFL?
There's a lot of nominees here, and in fact, much like the Adam Thielen thing, I'm going to go a little bit off grid because this gentleman actually broke a double-digit streak for not throwing for at least 300 yards. He threw for 300 plus. His stats were, I guess, fine overall, 339 and a touchdown. But the Miami Dolphins come back in overtime. They get 11 points in the fourth. They score the TD in OT, and they win 32-26 over the New York Jets. If this is it for Aaron Rodgers, and who knows, what a disappointment. And I'm not saying it's his fault necessarily, but I know this ain't what he signed up for. The New York Jets are 3-10. Oof. And it just keeps getting worse and worse, man. Not a great week for Aaron Rodgers or the Jets, which goes to show you it was all Robert Saleh's fault, Jason.
Yeah, exactly. I saw Rodgers getting a little bothered, which I understood when the reporter asked him post-game, it's another year the Jets missing the playoffs. And then he quickly pointed out, well, I've really only started the 1 year, which is factual, but also you can't run away from all that. He has not performed the way they thought. My guy for worst week in the NFL, I just picked on Sam Darnold in a praising way. Well, the team they played was the Atlanta Falcons, and Kirk Cousins was going back to Minnesota with a chance to help that team. A few weeks ago, they were the team to beat in their division. They keep losing. They lose again. He threw 2 picks, no touchdowns. Tough return back to Minnesota for Cousins, so I give it to him this week as the most disappointing or worst performance of the week.
Third down.
Which team had the best week in the NFL?
I'm going to give it to the Rams. What a game. That game was bonkers. And if you took the over, A, 1-800-GAMBLER, but B, good for you. 21-6, the Bills outscore the Rams in the fourth. But the Rams outscored the Bills 31-14 in the second and third combined. This was just back and forth, an absolute gunslinger event. Very entertaining game. And how about the Rams getting the opportunity to pick up a game on the Cardinals? They are very much alive in the NFC West. And what a huge win over a 10-2 Bills team.
That's the same team I had. I mean, if you told me that Josh Allen would be responsible for 6 touchdowns, I'd say the Rams are cooked. But they won, and that's a great win, a surprising win. They did it in front of their home fans, even if there were some Bill fans there. That's a kind of win that can make you finish strong. I don't know that it will for the Rams, but that's the kind of win that can be. So, yeah, I'm with you, Dave. I have the Rams as well in that one.
I know fourth down is which team had the worst week in the NFL. I know we got to go quick, Jason. I'm going to say the Cardinals because they were at home against a division rival. They had an opportunity to win. They didn't. They lose that game. They lose that place in the standings. It was a win that if they want to be taken seriously, they can't afford to. Or it was a game they couldn't afford to lose, basically.
Yeah, I wrote down the Cardinals too. That's 3 losses in a row. They had the division in their favor, and 2 of the losses are now to Seattle, so they're hurting on that tiebreaker. The other one, though they played well, I was thinking of the Chargers. What a swing it would have been had that field goal not doinked and went through. If it went out, they would have given the Chiefs their second loss, and the Chargers would have been more in consideration for winning the division. But instead, this is the Chiefs' division to win, and they got it. Chargers still can be a wild card team, though.
Stop copying me, Jason. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot? I don't know. Who's not? Also don't know. And we got a 3 in the key for both the Kings Spurs and Kings Jazz. We'll get to all that right here on Sacktown Sports right after this.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st annual Santa Parade, December 14th at downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
An easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. Anyone can throw in a stronger motor, but it takes precision to find that balance of power, performance, and longevity. We obsess over every detail. We design, test, redesign, and do it all over again to create tools that'll keep going with you from project to project, job site to job site, year after year. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Here comes Floyd. Throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi's Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20. One block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Cameron H. Scadaboo. Woo!
Yeah.
This season, Scadaboo has rushed for 1,568 yards and has 506 receiving yards. He's the first FBS player to hit both those marks in the same season since.
Barry Sanders.
I'm not sure.
Christian McCaffrey in 2015.
Oh, CMC.
Jason?
Yeah?
Tough question. It's a really tough question, honestly. Do you think he'll translate well to the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so I think he should be on an NFL roster would be the best way I could put it. There's too many places he can play. I mean, he's a good receiver. He's obviously a great running back in college, and there's players that have been good college running backs that do nothing in the NFL. But, I mean, he's punted. He's thrown passes. I'm sure he can be utilized in special teams. But I just think he needs to be rostered so that way if he is your running back or kind of a second or third string, like he should be on a football team in my mind.
I just wonder if he's going to be Well, first off, there's like, okay, he'll make a roster and have a 2, 3, 4 year career as a backup. Or is he going to be like kind of a Swiss Army knife style, Taysom Hillish? Bad comparison on my part, but I just mean the Swiss Army knife part, not the size and strength part. Or is there a world in which Cameron Scadaboo is a star in the NFL? Because he's going to be a fan favorite no matter where he goes. That's a given. But could he be a guy that makes a Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you look at him from each level, right? I mean, I'm sure he was doubted at some level with Rio, where he was there, and then when he gets to Sac State, and it's like, all right, well, you're playing at the FCS level. I know I had my questions when he went to ASU. I thought, man, he's really good at Sac State, but I'm not sure at Arizona State. And then he was good last year, even better this year. I think he's going to end up in the top 5 in the Heisman voting. I mean, this is incredible, the year he's had.
Okay, well, if he's hot, then who's not?
Bronny James. The Lakers beat the Blazers 107-98, which meant that Bronny got some playing time. Played 2 minutes and 38 seconds. He was 0 of 2, no rebounds, no assists. He was -9 during that time, but he did have 1 block.
So he's no Doug McDermott.
Did you see his running hook, Jason?
I did not.
Is that what that was?
I feel I don't know. I know I shouldn't. I feel bad, but like he's like going from left to right, kind of top of the key, free throw line-ish, and
like that Magic Johnson finals like game winner.
Yeah.
And
so very similar. How did it look? What was it? Describe the end.
Okay, I will say this, and I think that Chris might actually agree with me. I think it looked exactly like what it would have looked like if I had done it in an actual NBA game.
Yes.
I think so.
He did hit something, so
he hit the backboard really hard, like he was angry with the backboard. No rim, no net. It just
what would I even call it to see if I could pull it up? Running hook?
I don't or maybe just Bronny.
I think just Bronny James.
I think it's making the rounds. Let me see if I search Twitter right now. Oh, here it's under Bronny's first career dunk. If you put Bronny in the Twitter search, it's the second one that comes up, at least on mine, and it's titled Bronny's first career dunk from Brick Center. Oh, Chris just found it.
All right, here we go.
It's all right. Jason's gonna watch. Jason, do the play-by-play. Rewind it. Do the play-by-play.
Gosh, I wish I hadn't seen it first. Okay. All right. So Bronny James, left wing, dribbles between his legs, drives middle into the paint, sweeping hook, hit all glass and nothing but glass. Brick City, USA. I don't know.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he didn't. Oh my gosh! It almost looks like. You know what would be great is, with AI or, of special effects, we could do it where that's a lob and LeBron comes in and dunks that. Because that's where he threw it, to the right of the rim.
He did. It didn't even hit the little squarey.
Nope. Well, it hit glass.
It did hit glass. He called glass.
Yes.
All right, Chris, what do you want to do here? We got some stuff to do. Can we do it?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 the key. Let's recap it. Let's start. Kings Spurs in San Antonio. Jason Ross taking away.
All right, so this is from Friday, Dave. You were out for this one, but let's see if you can participate after the fact. The first question we ask is the Spurs had played the Kings twice. They had hit 22 threes and then a franchise record 23 threes. So we asked how many three-pointers the Spurs were going to make in Friday's game. What would be your guess?
I would have said, because I wouldn't have known Wemby wasn't playing, I would have said 16.
Okay, that's the number Chris said. I said 17, and the correct answer was 14. Let's see. We asked who would be the Kings' leading bench scorer. What would have been your guess?
Oh, I would have said Kevin Huerter.
For how many points?
Sorry. Kevin Huerter with 13.
Okay. I guessed Keon Ellis for 9. Chris said Isaac Jones for 8. And it was Kevin Huerter for 16. And lastly, a random stat. I said Sabonis with a triple-double. He had 22, 16, and 4. And Chris had Wemby would get the 5x5 game. But, Chris, you did send me something later when you found out that Wemby wasn't playing.
Yes.
You said you wanted to change your random stat.
Yes. And it took you a while, but I had it written down.
Yep.
I said that there will be a player that flips off a referee.
Yeah. How about that?
Stupid.
He got it right with Zach Collins. And I would not have guessed it was Zach Collins.
No.
Yeah.
I definitely would have thought it would be Julian Champagne.
That was a great thing to watch with a bunch of other people because right when they showed that, the entire place like, oh.
Yeah. He did call him number 1.
Former Kings draft pick, Zach Collins. All right, so there's your 3 of the key from the Spurs, but there was another game last night.
Oh.
All right, double dose. Dave, what would you have said here? This one actually might be an interesting one even after the fact. Who would get the last Kings basket?
Let's see. I would have said, you know what I would say would be a bench guy for sure. I would have said Keon Ellis.
Okay. And now that you do know it, or would you care to take a guess or just leave it at Keon Ellis?
Was it Doug McDermott?
Okay, great guess because he went crazy in the 4th. Chris predicted Keegan Murray. I predicted DeMar DeRozan. Obviously, we had it as closer games. The correct answer was Jordan McLaughlin hit a 3 to put the Kings at 141 points. How are you not letting McBucket shoot some more? Come on, Jordan.
Yes, come on, Jordan.
We asked how many 3-pointers the Kings would make. I said 14. Chris said 15. The correct answer ended up being 22 season-high made threes. And lastly, we had a random stat. I said Keegan Murray would have a double-double. He had 7 points and 4 rebounds. But lockdown defense on Lauri Markkanen. Chris said there would be a half-court shot made in the game by a player or even a fan. We did not have that happen.
Just for the record, I actually wrote it down. I was on the plane.
Oh, yeah. What was yours?
Mine was Doug McDermott would have 18 points in 6 minutes on 6 of 6 from beyond the arc.
I mean, that seems like it's a bit far-fetched, but you never know, Dave. Anything is possible.
Dribble handoff to McDermott. Comes back to Lynn. Drive and kick. Open in the corner. McLaughlin for 3. Bounces high. No good. Kept alive by McDermott. Alex Lynn has it. Feeds it out. McDermott for 3. 6 for 6 in the 4th quarter. Doug McDermott has this place jumping. 138-93.
That might be one of the best random stats we've ever had. Great call.
Wow. Honestly. What? As we go to break, Matt Barrows will join us next. I don't know. Did you guys catch the Sacramento Kings tweet earlier from their official account?
No.
Just about an hour ago. Possession after possession after possession after possession after possession after possession.
Oh, nice.
And a few more after possessions. That's good tweeting. I'm going to count during the break and see if they actually got all 27 or 26 in there.
6.
Also, by the way, Sacramento Kings, again, making you money that we get not a piece of. As a matter of fact, we could actually do this internally if we had any sort of marketing system at Sacktown Sports. Yeah, the first people to put out the after possession T-shirts are going to sell a few. Just saying. They will sell quite a few of those.
You know what they'll sell?
What?
T-shirt after T-shirt. After T-shirt,
after
T-shirt, yeah,
100%. And somebody could say, "I am Mike Brown's official pimple popper." I mean, there's all kinds we can do. In the meantime, maybe we'll give one as a gift to our good friend Matt Barrows, who joins us each and every Monday or sometimes Tuesday, as he will talk to us about the victorious San Francisco 49ers. Don't go away. Quick break here. We'll do all that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare and you want out, you need to get the facts. Wesley Financial Group and its founder, Chuck McDowell, have helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshares permanently, and he may be able to help you too. Call right now. Chuck will send you a timeshare exit information guide free, explaining how your timeshare works and all your options for cancellation. You want to call Wesley Financial Group, 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. Once again, 800-761-0000.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and that means limited time savings on the paint pros need. Right now, save $15 on 5-gallon pails of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams All-Purpose Power Primer. Plus, get it delivered to your job site with free same-day delivery when you order by 2 p.m. Visit us in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 12/20. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado. Now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing lease in some of their offers.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats, because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave. Jason Ross. And joining us after something we're used to by now, comfortable 49er victories. Just stack them up. The one, the only from the Athletic, Matthew Barrows. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, guys. Did you not enjoy yesterday's offense explosion, defense, boa constrictor, squeezing the life out of the Bears?
Enjoyed the whole thing, and it was so. Look, from the macro, the season kind of screwy. Micro, one day. Not only was it wonderful to watch and super enjoyable, then towards the end, Matt, I think those of us old heads who remember Mike Anderson and Olandis Gary and the Shanahan family habit of plugging and playing, Kyle's really testing it at this point, Matt.
Yeah, we have Keyshawn Vaughn getting some carries at the end of the game. When you reach Keyshawn Vaughn levels, you've grown low on your running back group.
Yeah, and Matt,
by the way, sorry, Jason. I was just any update on did we get any Garendo
Not
updates?
yet. We're supposed to talk to Kyle Shanahan at 12:30 today, and that might even be too early to get a definitive statement about what his MRI showed. That they go off to Stanford Hospital to get their MRIs late morning. So usually by 3:30 or so, they know the results of that. Garendo did get an X-ray on the foot at Levi Stadium that didn't show anything obvious. The MRI obviously will go a little deeper into that, but the hope is that it's a minor sprain and that he'd be able to play Thursday against the Rams.
Yeah, that's the part that's tricky, man. I mean, it's 3 days away. Like everybody always wants the full week of rest. Niners don't have that luxury. Also in the game, I know Purdy left. That was that weird hit, then came back. Everything, after the game, everything okay with him?
Yeah, after the game, everything's okay. One of the themes this season, though, has been after the game, things look okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all of a sudden, 3 or 4 more guys pop up on the injury list. And he would be a good candidate for that because rewatching that hit in slow motion, that's a really bad combination. The guy is hanging on to his neck as they descend, and then there's a second bear underneath Purdy. So he's sort of being bent over backwards with a 280-pound guy dangling from his neck. It seems to me that has the potential for some damage somewhere on your body.
So, look, I think we were Cardinals fans. I was trying to figure it out. We're Cards fans yesterday, Bills fans yesterday. The Niners still 2 back, and I'm not even getting to the tiebreakers or anything like that. Matt, what is the locker room mood? I know it doesn't change just because of one win, but they play a couple of these guys the rest of the year. Do you get a sense that they've checked out of the division at this point, or are they still playing as if hey, Super Bowl's in New Orleans, let's go?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they put blinders on. They don't really care about the division. They're just looking straight ahead with the hope and the faith, I guess that's the right word, that the Seahawks will lose 2 games, and the Rams will lose a game or 2. That things will happen over the course of these last 4, and it'll end up, as long as the 49ers go straight ahead and take care of business, everything will be fine. It's wishful thinking. I'm looking at the Seattle schedule. It's home versus Green Bay, home versus Minnesota, 2 tough games, at Chicago, and then they finish up at the Rams. So, I mean, there's a glimmer of hope there if you're the 49ers. The problem for the 49ers is that they've got a huge game, Monday night game, against the Detroit Lions coming in the penultimate game of the season. So that's the one that just looms on their schedule because they can't afford to lose anymore. You have to win out. And some of these games you say, okay, they could beat the Rams. Oh, yeah, they can beat the Cardinals. They could beat the Dolphins. You look at that Lions game and you start to think, oh, boy, that's going to be a tough one. The Lions certainly can become overconfident, coming off an emotional win the week before. But the way their season ended last year, I think that this has been a game they've been circling for a long time.
Matt Barrows joining us, courtesy of Stockton Honda. Matt, I know you wrote in The Athletic, your kind of piece after was about the desperation the team played for and played with, and I think that showed yesterday. And one area where it showed up was the defense. I mean, we haven't seen this team stop the run like the way they did. And what was it, 6 or 7 sacks that they had in the game? What about that performance by the 49er defense?
Yeah, I think one of the themes of the season is that they went out and they got a couple of DNs in Leonard Floyd and Yetur Gross-Matos in free agency. And Gross-Matos was hurt at the beginning of the season. And I really thought that Leonard Floyd might have been hurt as well. Remember, they both got hurt on back-to-back plays in Las Vegas in the preseason. Really kind of scary plays where their knees were bent under. And it ends up that Gross-Matos needed surgery because of that injury. And he missed 5 weeks. And I thought that Floyd might have been kind of fighting through something similar. I asked him about it last week, and he said, no, that wasn't the case. I've been perfectly healthy, but it's taken me a while to really adjust to this defense. And I don't feel like I've been playing as well as I could have until the last couple of weeks. So really, he went through almost 3/4 of the season not feeling super confident about how he was playing, and only recently has played to his ability. And with Nick Bosa out during the week, he really took over sort of the leadership role on that defensive line, and challenged everybody to step up and to play like it was a playoff game. They're essentially in playoff mode right now. Losing, they're done basically. So I give him a lot of credit to what you just described, that surge that you saw yesterday. 7 sacks. They haven't had 7 sacks like that in a while, and certainly not this season.
Matt, if you wouldn't mind, just rather than me asking you individually, would you mind running through, and granted, you're not going to know them all, but just where we're at injury-wise with some of the big hitters. Are we expecting anybody back anytime soon?
Dre Greenlaw would be the biggest big hitter, who's probably the best possibility to play on Thursday. The 49ers have stopped short of guaranteeing that, but it seems like this has been the game that they've been circling for a while. I ran into Nick Bosa coming out of the locker room because he didn't play.
Coach, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You better ask about Nick. See if he's okay. But I asked him. I said I thought that maybe it was a case of, given the nature of his injury, he had to pick a game this week. Like if he had played against the Bears, there's no way that he could have turned around and been able to play against the Rams. So I said, was it a case where you had to basically pick one game this week that you had to play in? He said, no, that wasn't it. I just wasn't ready yet against the Bears. We'll see about the Rams. So obviously, I think he's closer to playing against the Rams, but that's still cloudy. And I would put Trent Williams in the same category. Cloudy, I have not seen him around the facility in a while. He is definitely trying to take weight off of that left ankle / heel injury that he had, using a scooter to get around. They're just trying to kind of reduce any sort of swelling or kind of wear and tear on it. So I would put it in the order of possibility. I would say Dre Greenlaw is the greatest possibility, then Bosa, and then Williams after that.
Matt, obviously with the short week to get the Rams, this is a team that if we go back to, I think it was week 3, 4, whatever it was early on, and the Niners gave that game to the Rams. That was a game the Niners should have won. How different is the matchup now? I mean, that was so early in the season, and these two teams, the Rams coming off a really impressive win yesterday, but how different does this feel with this matchup this week?
I mean, the intensity is ratcheted up. I don't think there was any Cooper Kupp in that first game. He's definitely part of the mix now. There was no Christian McCaffrey back then. There's no Christian McCaffrey now. Christian McCaffrey has made an appearance in the middle. I think that the Isaac Rendo injury this week is going to play a big role in this. It's good news, bad news when you're facing the Rams. The good news is that you're facing a Rams defense that just gave up a lot of yards to the Bills. Short week. Usually the short week games, the defense just, isn't able to be as good as it usually is. Both teams. So you would expect the 49ers to be able to move the ball, but the Rams were certainly moving the ball really well. Everybody knows about their wide receivers and their quarterback. I think Kyron Williams, their running back, is probably a little bit overlooked in this league, but he really handles a big load for them. Scored two touchdowns yesterday, I think. Scored a lot of touchdowns this year. So he's somebody that you don't want to overlook.
Last thing for you, John Lynch made a comment earlier in this week. This was, I believe, before the Bears game, actually. Pretty much laughing off any idea of Kyle Shanahan being on a hot seat. And then I want to say, was it yesterday, post-game, Matt? I think Kyle was asked about perhaps being traded to a team, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, but this is the only place I would possibly want to coach. The fact that they're both reacting to it, sometimes you get nervous, like, well, this a kiss of death? Are you reacting to it to react? It felt to me very very straightforward. Like, okay, we've been hearing about this. It's stupid. Let's be done with this. Is that how you took it?
Yeah. Nip this in the bud before it becomes something. And by the way, this something is like, it grew up in the darkest corners of the internet, and it's something to talk about. So people talked about it until it became something that's asked at a press conference, which is horrible. But there's no basis for it. I mean, I think good questions as this season draw to a close are you going to stick with your special teams coordinator? Are you going to stick with your defensive coordinator? I think that's legitimate moving forward. But sticking with Kyle Shanahan as the head coach, because they had a down season after 3 seasons in a row of going to the NFC Championship game is a bit ludicrous.
I guess I got to ask you then, even though I lied and said that was my last question. Is it too early to hear any sort of scuttlebutt about Robert Saleh returning? Do you feel like that's going to come in the offseason, if at all?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that's a possibility. I've heard that, he's more interested in other places as far as, family stuff. He comes from a big family, wants to be close to family. West Coast is far away. I mean, this might be all kind of horse trading, negotiating at this point, but I would put Jeff Ulbrich probably at the top of the list because he's now the Jets interim head coach, their defensive coordinator. Jets are doing poorly, eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. Good chance that he is a free agent available. And the 49ers went after him last year. At least they looked into the possibility of hiring Jeff Ulbrich to be Steve Wilks' replacement at defensive coordinator. They were given a quick no from the Jets because Ulbrich was still under contract. But Ulbrich is, he's a friend of Kyle Shanahan's. He's from San Jose. He played for the 49ers for X amount of years. He's got a sort of a cult of personality that I think Shanahan likes, and he runs the same system that Shanahan likes. There's a lot of reasons that Shanahan would want to hire him. I don't think that Shanahan is eager to replace Nick Sorensen, sorry. But again, if your ideal guy is available, that might be the case.
That is Matt Barrows of The Athletic, the best coverage you'll find anywhere for the San Francisco 49ers, of which we are the home of. We appreciate you as always, Matty. We'll talk to you next week, hopefully after another win.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Talk to you then.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. That is Matt Barrows. We will take a quick break. Jason, there were other NFL games in week 14.
There were.
So let's say we talk about a couple of them in the next segment.
Okay. What's next?
Seahawks, Cardinals, Rams, Bills, Chiefs, Vikings, and so much more. The NFL, we wrap that up and then move on to a recap of our Pick 6, some other things coming up, including Monday Night Football tonight, a little bit of basketball, celebrity birthdays, Allen Styles Crosstalk. That's the whole next 45 minutes. So all you do, sit there. We'll do the entertaining. Hopefully, we'll be right back on Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline, Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
From Ashton and Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton and Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton and Price to do all the legal legwork. They introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area, so during this holiday season, you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton and Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
No, there should not be a meme coin that is a possession after possession meme coin. Let's not do that. Somebody asked in the chat. Welcome in. Please hit the thumbs up. Thank you, MC, for putting that one out. All kinds of stuff to get to as the Kings won and the Niners won and All is well. By the way, Jason, remember I was telling you the top 25 paid players in baseball in 1990 make $13 million less than Juan Soto will average. Also, Juan Soto's $51 million a year is $33 million more than the entire 2024 Detroit Tigers 25-person playoff roster.
Playoff roster too.
Playoff
team. Wow.
Playoff team.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for Soto.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him one bit. It's never the player. Like, dude, go for it. Hey, you know what? This just in. I'd sign it.
Yeah, how good was Scott Boris's day too? Just getting a little cut of back.
I'll bet you he has a nice house.
I think he does okay for himself. He had a nice dinner last night.
I'll bet you he has multiple like TV subscriptions, like Max and ESPN, the combo one, and Showtime.
Yeah, when someone's like, "What service?" All of them, everyone.
He probably shops at like Nugget, and
do you think he shops?
Or has that's a good point. I'll bet you when he goes on a cruise, he doesn't do the interior stateroom. He probably at least does a balcony, maybe a suite.
Yeah. If you have that much money, I mean, there's certain things I actually enjoy. Like I do like to, and I know you do. You like to go to the grocery store.
I do.
Yeah, so do I.
I do. That was my go to the grocery store sound. Yeah,
confirmed.
We do a lot of we do a lot of online ordering from Walmart. In fact, I'd say that's the base of our grocery shopping for everything but, unless we're in a jam, meats and fruits.
So like
and
your
fresh
staples.
vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly. So we'll do, an order of peanut butter, green beans, frozen, whatever, milk, whatever that is that but produce and meat is different. And you have to, I don't know, for me, I need to pick. I'm very picky with my meat. Jesus. I'm so glad I caught. I'm with the type of meat that my family enjoys to cook with. I want to pick it out myself. Also, how do I know I'm not going to get brown bananas?
That's true.
Anyway, I'll give you real quick, Jason, the 49ers playoff model. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Seattle for the Niners finish at 9-8. Seattle needs to lose one of the next three to Green Bay, Minnesota, or Chicago, and lose to the Rams. Arizona needs to win the next three versus Carolina, New England, and the Rams, but lose to the Niners. The LA Rams lose Thursday, win at the Jets, lose Week 17 to Arizona, and win versus Seattle. And then San Francisco could lose one to either Miami or Detroit, but they got to win both division games.
Okay. So. If all that, Greg Papa said this on Friday. I know you missed Friday. He said, looking at it, like he has done all the, of course, Papa has done all the breakdown. He said that he actually thought there was a pretty high likelihood that all four could finish 9-8. Now, part of that I think has already been impacted because I'm assuming one of the losses for the Rams was probably to the Bills, and that didn't happen. But wouldn't that be wild if you had a 4-way 9-8 finish in the NFC West?
Yeah, but isn't it also, it could be 9-8, but aren't the Niners down at least one, if not both tie breaks with teams? Isn't there a tie break issue there for the Niners?
Right now they're 1-1 with Seattle. They're 0-1 with the Rams and Cardinals, but they play them both. So I'm assuming the Niners have to beat both of them to give them each of them another loss. So they'd all be 1-1. Yeah, I don't know how it would all break down after that. Probably conference or then division. Yeah, it's convoluted.
Yeah, because I'm looking at, and it is convoluted because I'm looking at division. The Seahawks are 3-2. The Rams are 2-1. The Cardinals are 2-2. The Niners are 1-3.
Yeah, but they obviously have two more, so
yeah,
they could get to 3-3.
What if they somehow squoze in and won the division?
Squoze.
And then this is the year they win the Super Bowl.
I think you'd take it.
Oh, of course I'd take it, but honestly, it would be the weirdest year of my sports life if that happened for any team I've ever rooted for. You saw yesterday the Seahawks beat the Cardinals. That was in Arizona. That was a game I don't know who was favored in that one, but I gotta think it was the Cardinals. If not, it was barely the Seahawks. Same thing with the Rams and Bills. That was in LA, but boy, did it sound like it was in Buffalo. And I don't know how much you caught of that, but yeah,
more of the end on the Bills. I thought they were actually going to come all the way back and win that game.
So did I. I honestly thought they were. And then it was also fantastic to see. We said this Chargers-Chiefs game was going to be interesting, and it was. And the Chiefs just plug in a kicker, and there's another walk-off, come from behind victory for Kansas City. And they're 12-1. And like I said, until the clock hits triple zeros, Jason, in the fourth quarter, and the Chiefs are behind, I am not picking against them. They're 11-1. They're the two-time defending champions, and they're 11-1. I don't care how they've won these games. Isn't that really all that matters?
Yeah, because I mean, honestly, I think if you said things went incorrectly for them this year, it feels like they could have lost about 6 games, but they didn't. That's the important thing, is they find ways to win, and they continue to do that just about every week.
It's pretty amazing. They've won games by 7-1, 5-7, 7, 6, 2, 3, 2, and 2.
8, 7, 6, 5. Oh,
like the point differential in their own division. Like they have 4 less losses than the Chargers and the Broncos, and their point differential is worse than those two teams.
That's insane. It really is insane. I mean, there are 3 teams that have a positive point differential. There are only 3 teams behind the Chiefs that have lower point differentials. Although you know what the 49ers point differential is? Nothing. They're at exactly 0.
They haven't played
308
yet.
to 308. Yeah, they haven't played yet. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch tonight? We'll get you a recap of Pick 6 from the Niners in Chicago. We got Monday Night Football as well. A little bit of basketball to sprinkle in. We'll take a break. Final half hour of the program next.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. Getting outside to some drops in visibility. We have a dense fog advisory up through 10 o'clock this morning, and it's going to be a cool morning as well. Through the afternoon, we should see clearing skies, a bit of a north breeze, and highs today in the low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
This report is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers. Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi's Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams. This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten. Tickets are available at 49ers.com/tickets.
The holidays can be tough for some, especially if things from your past are still following you around to this day. Now, don't be afraid of your past this upcoming holiday season, as an expungement can help. And that's where the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez comes in, as he's local and has a great track record. Now that expungement can help you get a job, get your life back in order, and you'll also get your constitutional rights back. He's offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Call 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
With the cooler seasons upon us, Advanced Infusion Center remains focused on your health and comfort. Whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or in need of IV therapy, we provide tailored treatments to meet your unique needs. Our caring team is here to make sure your experience is safe, comfortable, and stress-free. With convenient locations in Sacramento and Yuba and flexible scheduling, you can easily access the care you deserve. Explore Advanced Infusion Therapy today. Visit advancedinfusion.com for compassionate care right where you need it.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
Right now is the perfect time to replace your windows. It's Bell Brothers end of year warehouse sale. We're offering our lowest prices of the year on all windows and doors. Plus, instant rebate up to $2,000 when you purchase new windows. And 0 payments, 0 interest financing for 12 months. Call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. These deals will not last long. If you've been putting off getting to replace your windows or installing new doors, now is the time to take action. It's Bell Brothers end of the year warehouse clearance. Call now at 916-444-1234 or go online to thenosurpriseguys.com. In-home estimates are always free. If you're ready to replace your windows or install new doors, right now Bell Brothers has the lowest prices of the year, plus an instant rebate of up to $2,000 when you purchase new windows or more, and 0 payments, 0 interest financing. Get all the details at thenosurpriseguys.com. Minimum purchase required. Financing based on approved credit. Cannot combine offers.
Shop limited time deals on last minute gifts now at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Werner 6-foot aluminum stepladder. Was $89, now just $39. Plus, get your choice of select Craftsman V20 tools for only $39. And save time and money with free shipping on orders of $45 or more. Because Lowe's knows deals. Offers valid 12/5 through 12/11. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii.
If you've been too busy to sign up for your health insurance plan, it's understandable. It's also why there's Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see the plans available to you and even speak to a licensed insurance agent. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. They'll answer your questions. And when you're ready, even help you apply. Just dial pound 250 and say Health Markets. Getting your new health insurance plan could be easier than you think. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. DayQuil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
DayQuil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, DayQuil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new DayQuil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411th North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Carmichael Dave. He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Make sure to follow Philly Sports INQ, whatever that means. He posted 14 hours ago If Juan Soto goes to the Mets, I'll post a video of me eating a gallon of human excrement. Just say that.
Gross.
And then he followed that up with make sure to follow and turn on notifications. The video is coming out next week. I don't think it's going to happen, Jason.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you said it, but that's okay if you don't do it.
Well, apparently there are a lot of people that say that there was a Florida State fan last year that said he would eat a piece of it if XYZ happened. I forget what it was, something good for FSU. And he didn't follow through, and people are now claiming ever since then they missed the playoffs last year and then had a terrible year. So they're blaming him for the which yeah. You know, one thing I am getting kind of tired of seeing online is when the Kings were having a bad run, I'll see occasionally on Twitter people saying it's the curse of John Fisher. And I've seen this a couple times with other things being applied to a King's curse, like, well, now that this person's not, or that happened, or whatever. And I just want to say to them, like, for example, with A's fans, it's like, guys, I'm on your side. I'm very clear in my history there, but the Kings were really bad before John Fisher for a very long time. I don't think it's not like they've been winning championships and now Vivek made a deal with John Fisher and everything's gone downhill. This is
right.
That's not something you can apply to the Kings, Jason.
They've done this all by themselves. They haven't needed any help or harm either way.
Bengals Cowboys tonight, and what some are calling the Ashton Jaunty Bowl. We'll see. Bengals.
Are you going to watch the is this one tonight, Chris? The Simpsons Takeover?
Yes.
Yeah, on ESPN Plus, maybe. I can't remember where that version is.
I'll peek in. Just out of curiosity for the technology aspect. I've said it before, the Simpsons and Seinfeld are my two big pop culture weaknesses. I've probably seen 4 episodes combined, and I would say of those 4 episodes, probably 3 are like 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Like I think I may have seen 1 or 2 full episodes of either show. And I'm not, relax, everyone. I'm not saying anything bad about either. It missed me. I missed it. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're so big and strong.
Stop it, Mr. Burns. Pretending you're scared of us, please.
Stop it.
See, you don't know what that means.
Nope.
No idea. See, and they've got a new pop culture Jeopardy coming out, of which if it's anything before 2010, I will clean up on, but anything after 2010, I might have some trouble, Jason. I don't know.
Anything before 2010, you've got it.
I wouldn't. Well, when I say anything, I mean, you know,
he just said
I clean up on Jeopardy. Yeah, like I'm pretty good on Jeopardy normally, but pop culture Jeopardy, who's hosting it too?
Colin Jost, I think.
Yes. I don't know why they don't just have a whole Jeopardy channel where they do like sports Jeopardy. Wait, what's gross? Colin Jost?
Colin Jost hosting.
Why?
Why? What?
Does he really need to do all of this? He can't give someone else a chance?
Oh, Ryan Seacrest wasn't available?
Yeah. Wait, you don't like the fact that Colin Jost is doing a bunch of projects?
Yeah.
Why?
What does he need to do it for?
Money and fame?
Oh, he needs money?
Maybe he always wanted. He's never hosted a game show.
No. Like, look, I know,
all I said.
I know your head is interesting to live in sometimes, but is this a he's doing enough, let other people play thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, does he need more money?
Well, what's the cutoff? What's enough?
I think his wife made the cutoff. I think that he could just do what he wants.
He doesn't need to work. You think he's got access to her bank account?
Yes.
They've
got a kid together, so automatically it's yes.
What are you talking about? They can still have a prenup.
So you're saying that she'll just cut him off and keep the kid?
I would say, well, I don't know. That would be an interesting one. If they got a divorce, does he get the alimony? Probably. I don't know. Let's ask him. Get him on.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you
He's
rather
ready.
have been Pete?
You want to go to him?
Oh no! Ugh. I don't even know what he does anymore.
I think he just like dates women way above his pay grade and goes on podcasts. I think that's like his entire career now. Does he even do anything? Like, he's not on SNL anymore, right?
No.
He is a stand-up comedian.
Okay. I mean, I saw Pete Davidson at somebody's roast, and he did a 9/11 joke about his dad, and I was like, oh my God, this guy's insane. Like, that was the first time I ever saw him, was at a roast. If you don't know, his father passed in 9/11, was in one of the buildings, and he was joking about it. And I went, wow, okay. And then Pete Davidson might actually have, I mean, when you really think about it, Pete Davidson might have the weirdest career in the history of Hollywood. Like, give me a comp. Yeah.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, but Rob was never. Yeah, but Rob, I mean, somebody that, I don't want to rip on Pete Davidson or anything, but like, how many times have we looked at something Pete Davidson's done and gone, how did this happen? Yeah. I mean, you know, is it enough? Is Pete Davidson enough? What if Pete Davidson was hosting? Would you say that's enough, or you just don't like Pete Davidson?
I just don't like Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Well, I do like football. What a segue. Bengals, Cowboys tonight. Who do you have, Jason?
Bengals.
I will say this is either the top 1 or 2 receiver matchup of the season. Maybe.
Okay. I'll give you that.
CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase. I'm just trying to think. I'm sure one, if not both of them, have played. I think the Cowboys have played the Vikings this year, because you got to throw Justin Jefferson in there. No, they haven't played the Vikings this year. Never mind. This is the number 1 receiver matchup of the season. That's all I have on that.
Yeah. I mean, who do you have?
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I think the Bengals have actually been playing pretty decently lately. They've just I feel like the Cincinnati Bengals are Kevin Herter's jump shot over the last couple of weeks. Like we were talking about earlier, like it's just rimming in and out, but you can see like they've lost 3 in a row. They lost by 1 at Baltimore. They lost by a touchdown at the Chargers, and they lost by 6 to the Steelers. They have a 3-point loss at home to the Ravens, a 5-point loss to the Commanders, a 1-point loss at the Chiefs, and that 6-point loss to start the season with the Patriots. So everything we were talking about earlier, Jason, with the Chiefs,
yeah,
and how many wins they've gotten out. Like the Bengals are the photo negative, where if they were winning those close games, we're sitting here talking about the Bengals as who are you know, Joe Burrow's the Eli Manning to Patrick Mahomes is Tom Brady. We're sitting here talking about that, but it's just been one of those weird years. So I'll take the Bengals. I just think they're a better team than the Cowboys.
I do too. Dallas has been, and the injuries too to Dallas too. They just have totally underperformed.
We want to do pick 6, or do we want to do that after the break? Chris,
we can do it real fast.
All right, pick 6 right now, brought to you by Rod. It's yourself come today. Back to you.
All right, let's recap our predictions from Friday for the 49ers-Bears game. We asked for the first 49er to score. I picked Garendo. Chris picked Kittle. The correct answer was Jennings. Then we asked Garendo yards. I said 89. Chris said 76. Chris almost got it. 78 right there. Purdy yards and touchdowns. I said 241 and 2. Chris said 212 and 1. It was 325 and 2. Big day for Purdy. Let's see. 49ers leading receiver. I had Kittle for 68. Chris had Kittle for 73. It was Kittle for 151. And then total turnovers. I predicted 4. Chris predicted 5. There was just 2. Lastly, a random stat in the game. Chris said that there would be a defensive touchdown. There was not. I said Garendo would have 2 or more rushing touchdowns. He did. He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
So there you go.
Who won? Who won between the two of you? Did you figure it out?
America.
Yeah, didn't they?
Yep.
America always wins.
Merc.
Take a break. When we come back, we'll do a little celebrity birthday. We'll do a little cross-talking with Mr. Alan Stiles. And we'll wrap up a Monday program for you. Don't go away. We're right back after this.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Kyle Draper for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. It's that time of year. You know what time of year it is. The Mercedes-Benz Vans year-end sales event is underway. Don't think twice, because it's the perfect opportunity to take your drive to the next level. They're perfect for any business needs. Mercedes-Benz Vans, they offer a wide range of commercial vehicles. Trust me on this. They got Sprinter vans. You could turn it into a worker cargo van, a worker passenger van, or how about just a plain old passenger van? I could do that also. They're fully customizable. And one of the things I love about their Sprinter vans, I'm a big guy. I can fit in them comfortably. So now is the time to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. They can help you with all your van needs. Ask about customer cash and even special financing options. And business owners, now is the time to take advantage of those year-end tax breaks. So take the short drive down I-5 or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com. That's mbofstockton.com, and tell them your boy Drape sent you.
At Makita, good enough is never enough. It's not just about the power and runtime of the tool. It's about the power and runtime of the pro. We design, tinker, redesign, and obsess over every detail because we know the pros will too. Straight cuts, tight tolerances, clean lines. Again and again and again. If it's not right, don't put your name on it. Makita, available at the Home Depot.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Merry Christmas from Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're still celebrating Black Friday all month long. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more superer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Superer Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at HagenOaks.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. As we get Alan in position here. Jason, I forgot to tell you guys this. So over the weekend, over across the pond, I had dinner with a friend and his wife on Saturday evening at their house, and they're both vegan, right? So they cooked up. It was a wonderful dinner of it was like fresh carrots and parsnips and their version of Yorkshire pudding, which is really good. A gravy, mashed potatoes with like Dijon mustard seeds in it. I'd never had that before. That was really good. Anyways, a bunch of stuff. And then it surprised me because they had these steak medallions, right? And I know they're vegan, but everyone was eating them. And then it occurred to me yesterday when I was talking to my wife And I asked the gentleman that my buddy I ate with today. It wasn't meat. It was one of the near meat thing, the fake meat, the veggie based, whatever meat. Jason, I didn't know. I couldn't tell. It looked like meat. It smelled like meat. It had the consistency of a fillet. It was great flavor. And I've never had fake meat before. That was my first experience. And I made a note to tell you today. I was blown away. I'm seriously blown away.
So you could do it again. You could partake in this.
100. I mean, look, I don't know if I could. Well, I mean, I don't know why I couldn't. It tasted like a flippin' filet mignon, dude. I'm telling you, I swear to God, it did. And I don't know how they. I don't know what the hell is in there, but it ain't beef.
Well, maybe healthier. Maybe healthier. I don't know. I'm not sure. Really, I've had one of those Impossible burgers or whatever, and they're
they got good flavor. You're just hungry in like an hour.
Yeah,
but they do taste good though.
Yeah.
Well, apparently for a whole loin that yields apparently 8 veggie steaks, it costs $60. I guess that's good. Is that good for a filet mignon? Like, right? I don't know.
It's a little bit cheaper than.
What? I was just saying, you're all healthy, all that. You probably know this world better than I assume you've done the fake meat stuff before.
Yeah, it does get very confusing though, because you do have a lot of people that are healthy and they argue that you know what's in meat, right? So whatever comes with that, and there are people that obviously on the other side of it. So, I don't think we want to get into a full-blown podcast on this stuff, but to answer your question, I've done the Impossible burgers. I've never done I've only done it in a ground beef or ground meat type of deal, and pasta or something like that. Never a loin like that. Yeah, never.
I think when I get back, Jason, I'm going to order one of these, and we've got that hot plate.
Oh yeah,
and I think we should do a taste test.
So busy,
stink up the studio, man.
What with the smell of steak?
Fake steak.
Fake steak.
Yeah.
All right. Alan, is Mike Brown, does he know what he's doing? And at this point, is he just trying to be a meme?
You know, it's funny. I also felt, I think he's being honest, because in the pregame presser, he definitely wanted to make some points. I would say that in this day and age, everybody sees and hears everything. And he was getting real detailed in the pregame presser, kind of getting close to, I'm saying stuff that's probably going to go over your head on purpose, but not all the way there. And then later to do what he did with the after possession, he did not laugh. And at the very end, somebody snuck in an extra question. How good did it feel for Dougie McBuckets? And I know you probably saw this, Jason. He said, yeah, I mean, we're just trying to stack wins. I mean, small smile there, but it's all business right now. He said it would feel from where I'm sitting, and Frankie has a quote, from where I'm sitting, it's just about stacking wins. We're not really the Dougie thing. It's no games right now, guys.
Yeah.
It's no games.
I'll blame him.
Hey, Dave, real quick, though, speaking of games, I did want to, just because I think you'd get a kick out of this because, you're one of my biggest supporters, go check out Sacramento River Cats. I've been waiting to announce this, so why not do it on your airtime? I'll be the, there's two of us, but newest MC in-game host for the Sacramento River Cats. Yeah. So come on down to Sutter Health Park, baby. For half the games, I'll be out there doing my thing.
Wait, okay, I got a test for you. Because this is a big freaking deal.
It's coming back, baby.
What does a hitter have to do in order to make contact with the ball?
Swing!
That is absolutely correct. Well done, Alan.
The hit doctor.
The hit doctor's coming to Sutter Health Park, baby.
What is the best part of the chicken to put all kinds of sauces on and eat before a football game?
The wing!
That is That is absolutely correct.
Jason
All
helped.
right, last one. What local Sacramento student went on to have her own special on CNN and used to host a show called Scratch along with Marcus Allen? Her first name is Lisa. What's her last name?
Close.
I just wanted to make the sound, and maybe you couldn't tell what I said.
Shout out Lisa Ling. All right, we got we got no chat. Gonzalez doesn't work in that joke. Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Oh, cookies meant to be spent with family and friends. Wait, what? Birthdays meant to be spent with our cookies. And nothing says whatever more than Crumble Cookies. We love them to death. And Crumble Chris needs to come back. Jason Ross, who is old today?
All right, first off, on this date, which is December 9th, in what year was the movie Scarface released?
Of course, Chris is going to win it, but I'll say 80. I'll say 83.
Ralad?
I think Dave's right. I think it's 83.
82.
Okay. You didn't want to jump on there?
Nope, I don't jump.
We have a correct answer.
Come on.
It's 1983.
No.
Hey, you know what it is, Jason? It's 1983.
Okay, let's try another movie. Just the classic with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Twins. On this date. What year? I don't even know if it's a classic. I don't even know if it's any good. I saw it.
It's 19. Is it 87?
I think Dave's right. I think it's 87.
No, Dave's close, but 88.
Okay, so we've got 2 for 1 and 1.
Verlad's got to get one wrong.
We've got a correct answer. Alan Stiles,
I knew it. Got to play the numbers.
All right, let's break the tie here. Brokeback Mountain on this date.
Okay. That was the 2000s. I just
can't quit it. 04?
Might be on something. 83. Or no, sorry. No. 03.
03, 04.
I'm going to say 2006.
No correct answer. 2005. All right, happy birthday today to Kelly Oubre.
Okay, I should know this. There's no way. He's just never going to be 30. You know, guys like that, they don't turn 30, you know.
I think he's 29.
I think he's 29.
2 29s.
30.
Correct answer, 29.
Yeah.
Alan Dave. Happy birthday to Eric Bledsoe.
That guy. He could drive to the basket.
God, I think he's 35.
If you ever wonder what I look like playing basketball, watch
Bledsoe.
Eric, just straight to the hoop. You said 35, Dave?
I did.
34.
33.
We have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave, 35. There you go. There's
On
a few
fire.
more. That's
wow.
All right, real quick. Alan, who is the bassist for the Red Hot Chili Peppers? That's your newest MC for the Sacramento River Cats. Proud of you, my man. Nobody hustles like you. Stay tuned to Alan from 10 to 2. He will take you all through the Kings, the Niners, and so much more. For Chris Verlod, for Matt Barrows, for Frankie Cartoscelli, and, of course, the great Jason Ross. We'll see you tomorrow. Light that danged what? Oh, light that danged beam. Give me a look. Bye-bye now.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings